As if somebody behaved differently than what I've already come to know.
It's crazy to see you and you and you. I feel like
Soul of a golden god by my team, imagine the rapping and then wrote it off. No fraud, an MC and a sex beast. Trying to find a balance, truly excel when I spread cheese. Yeah, I'm what the internet needs, but what the streets hate. It's my birthday, come blow the candle out on this beefcake. Stop lying, tell the truth. I am legend, this is the bar you measure to.
We didn't think this was real.
Maybe we should all just link up and do some music together.
how serious are we about putting together an album and then having it filmed?
To be honest with you, I have no idea what the last mixtape is.
This is the last mixtape. This documentary is the last.
Oh,
mixtape.
is that what this is?
That's what it's called.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We're here, we're back. Sunday. It's a new year.
It is.
Last time I saw you was last year.
I know, so long ago.
It was a year ago. Can I say that if it wasn't like 300 days?
Only if you want to be wrong.
Saw you last year, man. It's so long.
That works.
We're back. It's Sunday. My 2 weeks of not having to work is concluding today, and I celebrated by not sleeping last night, so I'm pumped up and I'm ready to go. Bird is sick.
But luckily I have the magic elixir.
What is that elixir supposed to do?
I think it coats your back of your throat with enzymes and then attaches to your bloodstream in order to make you a dragon slayer.
Dragon Slayer. Isn't that a game?
I wouldn't know. I'm just reading right off of the bottle what it says.
If there were dragons, do you think you could slay one?
Fuck no, I'd be burnt to a goddamn crisp. Anyone that says differently is insane.
Where do you stand on the debate? Could you take a grizzly bear? You think you could take a grizzly bear?
Definitely not. I'd get so fucking wrecked. I mean, put me one-on-one with, like, you know, Tito Ortiz. Like, I'm still getting wrecked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that a bear is easier than Tito Ortiz, right? I do think, like, in the old scenario of, like, could you take, you know, one whatever big animal or, like, let's say 30 toddlers? I'd fuck those toddlers up. For sure.
All right, Anakin, calm down. Oh.
Like you'd get tired, but like they're toddlers. Like I could literally run faster, jump kick them. There's a lot I could do.
You've already pre-planned your assault on toddlers. I'm glad to hear that.
Just, you know, the internet created it, and I've done a lot of thinking about it.
Hey, you know, toddlers got to learn at some point to put their hands up and, you know, keep your guard up at all times. That's what they say in the boxing ring.
That's what they say.
All right. Well, we're here. It's Sunday. We're ready to listen to some musical contributions from the Discord community. Shout out to all the folks in the community. What am I doing? We listen to your music. We give it a rating 1 through 10, and then we give some good thoughts, bad thoughts, whatever thoughts come to our head as we first listen. Happy New Year, Key.
Key.
Welcome to the show. And if at any point, so I go through the Sunday Stream feedback channel. It's a channel in our Discord near the top. Work our way from the top to the bottom. Since the last time we did this show, I put a green check mark next to it as we're listening to it. If at any point you decide you don't want to hear everybody else's garbage music or us rating their dating profile or their hand-drawn picture or their crocheted underwear from grandma, then you can tip, sub, or gift a sub, and then we'll skip right to you next.
And you know what? I'll just say it. This is something we've never done before, but I'm throwing it out there as a host of the show. If you do submit your dating profile, we'll skip right to you. Take a picture of your dating profile, all of the different, you know, panels. You looking for some feedback? We'll get right to you immediately. How about that?
I feel like that's a little selfish of you, and your eagerness to read somebody's dating profile is unmatched.
You know, I am a sucker for reality shows. I'm a sucker for love. I love love.
I don't think you do. I think you love chaos. You love the unbridled reality of chaos, and you're like, ooh, let's look at this chump's dating profile so I can read through all the things that they said that are weird.
You know, I'm here to offer a service, which is my unvarnished first opinion. And it doesn't have to be just music. I'm just saying. Sure, do I have an impeccable ear for beats and for delivery and freestyling versus not? Yeah. But also I have an impeccable love for love. So yeah.
Are
Do
you one
what
of
you say.
those? Are you one of those guys that hooks your friends up with somebody that you know, like, oh, I got perfect person for you.
Ironically, my girlfriend's brother is now dating one of my friends. It was actually the sister of a ex-girlfriend that, yeah. You're welcome. So normally I'd say no. I'm not like the guy that goes out of my way to like, oh, you have to meet so and so. But this time it just kind of happened.
Okay, all right. I see what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Shout out to Noir for the tip, starting the show off right.
Am I reading some other earlier thing? Did Passive sub as well?
He subbed while we were offline. I didn't close the little chat box, so it's just showing everything from the last week. And as we were offline, Passive rejoined the community and resubbed. So shout out to Passive.
Shout out Passive.
I forgot to read this. Key said bear can't grapple. Do you think that that makes a difference if you could grapple the bear and then like put him in a headlock and like DDT him or like suplex the bear?
Bear doesn't need to grapple because it has like 5 knives for fingers. You know what I mean? So it's just gonna go ha and then dig into your back, do a little scratchy, and rip you apart.
What are you afraid of a bear?
I haven't put much thought into it because I'd never put myself in a scenario where I'd need to worry about it.
This is one of those reasons where when people are like, "Yeah, we should go camping," I'm like, hold on a second. Did you think through all of the environmental factors that not just like, oh, I need a sleeping bag, I need a tent, I need, a picnic basket. There's yogis out there, and they're not
Yeah.
friendly like the one with the tie and the hat.
Yeah, if you see a bear with a tie and a hat,
He probably ate
you're probably
somebody.
chill.
Probably ate somebody and took that stuff.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Hanna-Barbera never talked about that, about where Yogi got his clothes from. It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure there's not a bear store with like bear suits and bear pants. Like he had to eat somebody to get those materials.
It's true. There's no bear coals. He's just fucking consumed a human.
That'd be wild if you're out in the forest and you're like, oh, what's the clothing store doing here? Just a bunch of bears shopping there.
Then you have your Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment. You like try to buy a bear tie and they're like, oh, this isn't for you. It's like, big mistake. You work on commission? Big mistake.
The wild things that we can entertain ourselves with. All right, we're getting the show started. Producer of the year, by the way, Noir, voted on by the community. So we also had our yearly awards last Wednesday. If you didn't tune in, go back and look at it on the YouTube page and check it out. We also got the channel in there where everybody who won. Shout out to all the winners. Gonna kick the year off with the producer of the year, Noir. Here is his beat called Better Days. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. My bad. Hold on.
That was a video of me. For what it's worth, yes, we have
you got the gist of it. Let me see if there's any change up. Right. That was Noir with Better Days, not to be confused with the Tupac double disc album full of previously unreleased material, reproduced by random producers the year 2003 or whatever the fuck that came out. I like it. I like good way to start the show, good way to start the year. A nice smooth melody. Could drop some nice little introspective bars on it. I like the sound mix, the sound design on it. Lots of little ear candies to keep you interested, and he always has good arrangement where things feel fresh as the track progresses on. So I like this to start the show. Good wake up. It's not like a Fat Beanie Rage beat, which I know is somewhere in the queue. I give this a 9.
Yeah, I immediately liked it right off the bat. The kind of dreamy melody reminded me of a Hanna-Barbera intro. I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like that old school familiar, like kind of 70s cartoon style. I really loved kind of letting my mind wander and think of like what sort of raps I could do over this. I think my one kind of comment on the negative side would be spiritually, vibally, it felt like the drums didn't match the tones of the melodies, specifically like the 808 part of it. It just kind of felt like kind of a hard banger drums, you know? And it felt like the melody was like a little bit more light and airy. So just the whole time my brain is kind of trying to parse these two facts of like, here's one kind of dreamy, like somebody said J. Cole, like I could see that, like kind of back in the day when I was in middle school, I jerked off into a fishbowl and my teacher caught me, you know, like
It's very specific.
and then you know, in come these like drums, you're like, I'm gonna tear the club up, and you're like, wait, what? So I wish that there was maybe lighter drums and like less hard 808s, but it's still well put together, and I loved everything about the sound choices other than the drums. So I'm gonna give it a 9 too.
Word. All right. Shout out to Noir. Shout out to Ray Stance. Looks like he's out there playing some Arc Raiders. God bless him.
I was wondering what that reference was.
It's a
Rocketeer.
a
No.
flying drone that shoots rockets at you.
Yeah. I can't do it.
You gotta do it. Gotta give it a try, man.
Nah.
Call of Duty is reaching its end of days of fresh new content. Gotta move on.
Call of Duty long since jumped the shark. And basically since I've been employed, I'm like, was I doing too much video games? Probably.
There's never too much, honestly, when you don't have a job. I've learned that
now
also.
that I do.
The new Warzone, they added a new Warzone.
The Warzone, the clips I saw from new Warzone were like jetpacks and like running around, like grappling hook. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I saw we talked about, I saw the grappling hook and I'm like, that's not Call of Duty-esque.
No. It's like, do I need Nicki Minaj flying up over a building and then sniping me backwards with a 360 shot? No.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You need Nicki Minaj to take the little throwing knife and hurl it over the whole map at the start of the map and then get a kill cam death on you just so they can post it on Twitch and TikTok.
Man, speaking of Nicki Minaj, that one hit my girl hard. That was like one of her favorites. And then she's like, wait, she's bad? Oh no. I'm like, well, this is a person who will do anything for money and just kind of showed they're doing anything for money. So she's been consistent throughout, you know, and then now the whites are catching on.
Look, man, as much as people love social media and they're like, oh, I'm going to go follow all the celebrities that I listen to and I adore, You're in for a rude awakening. Some of them are not nice people.
It is great that we have the ability for people to just say whatever they want, whatever's on the mind at the time. Sometimes what's on your mind is very stupid or very bad. So I love giving people the opportunity.
Publicist's worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back to the start of the queue. Next up, Sleek Ivory, Church Beat. You go to church, D-Bird?
Did for Christmas. I'd almost called it midnight mass. I guess it's like 9 o'clock mass.
Nah, same thing here. It's pretty close to midnight your time, my time when you're there.
Yeah, that's true. And it's pretty close to fucking early when we start this show.
All right, well, here's some church music to make you feel better.
Let's go.
Good Lord. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. What the fuck is happening? All right, that was Sleek Ivory with Church Beat. Okay, so it has the sounds that would kind of you would hear in the church, like it has the organ, it has a choir, has some claps. The way that these are arranged though does not give me like church vibes. It sounds like a church that's on meth. It's like a little bit chaotic because the oh yeahs don't really match the tempo of the claps. Like those sound like they're overused. Like there's too many oh yeahs. They're not like it just like it's a sample that's on constant loop and there's no evolution to the oh yeahs. And you got these upbeat claps and the oh yeahs are kind of like washed out in the background by it. I think that the vocals, if you're going to use choir vocals, they should be a little bit more dominant than the clapping. Like if you're in like an actual church setting, you would feel the claps, but you would hear the vocals a little bit more prominently. But like the tempo of everything just seemed off and misaligned in some ways. Like I've said this about beats before, where you have things and they might fit the BPM, time signature wise, but when you put them all together, it just sounds like they're all marching to their own drums. Like quite literally, when the drums came in, I was like, none of this really works together for me. So while it has like church sounds, it doesn't sound church to me. It sounds like a fabrication, and for that reason, I'd give it a 5.
Sounds like blasphemy.
Sounds like blasphemy straight up out of the book of, wine spirits out of the back of a wagon in 1700s.
Yeah, I mean, was Sleek Ivory the one that was like, I just send you my experimental shit?
No, that was All Savant, but Sleek Ivory does send us experimental shit.
I thought at one point they were like, yeah, I just send you like the craziest shit I can come up with to like break your brain.
That was Mel Nooks.
Oh, Mel Nooks. Okay. All right. I'm getting my producers mixed up.
Hey man, it was a year ago. I can understand like things have changed and evolved since we've last done the show.
It's a whole year ago. It's true. So inaccurate. All right. Sleek Ivory. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway here is the tones off, or the tempo rather. Like, I like the sounds. I think you can do something with it, and it's like it's almost workable. It's almost there, but like the tempo's just fucked. Because it almost sounded like the fucking Mario Kart. You got a star and Toads in the background, like let's go, and like just the
Yeah.
whole time I'm picturing like N64 Mario Kart, rather than a beat to do something with, or a church vibe beat. So yeah, I would just say in general, um, the BPMs were off. Uh, I liked the sounds. I liked what you were attempting to do, but it just, yeah, didn't fit the time signature that was required for the sample. So for that reason, I'm at like a solid 4, but like a smiley 4. Not like a shake my fist at the skies 4. It's like it's a pleasant 4.
Like when your teacher writes D and then she's like, D plus.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah, he tried. Put a plus there.
yeah.
All right, next up, Artisan Beats, Hood Trap Nims type beat, Yards, Yar, not like pirate yard, but like cutting the grass yards.
It would be fine with a boom bap arrangement. I just mean slow your drums down to every. Hood trap type shit.
This definitely gives me hood vibes.
Return to bodega.
All right. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Do you vibe with this hood trap stuff, D Bird?
I thought this was pretty good. Here's what I'd say. Like, I think it's pretty simple yet effective, right? I think with the right voice, the right energy, the right artist could come in and crush this. I think the pieces from a technical standpoint I'd want to see changed up a little bit is like um the snaps. I think could use a little bit more reverb, just get a little bit more interestingness, and kind of the same thing. Like, I would just say the drums sound a little stock. Like it feels like I placed these drums in the sequence in my MPC, and then that was kind of it. I think you could probably spend 30 to 45 more minutes just kind of tweaking the drums a little bit, um, moving some knobs around, and just tapping on your computer screen just to make the drums stand out a little bit more, because right now I feel like they're a little plain, and on a beat that's kind of that's all there is. It's very standout, right? But I do like the melodies. I like the what you're going for. I'll give this one an 8.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty. It's a beat, right? I think everything kind of worked well. Slow build up in the intro, but I think the snaps could be layered with something, with maybe like a stronger snare or something to kind of give it a little bit more body. But I think everything worked. Um, I think I get used to hearing Noir's production, not to like directly compare people, but where
Was
there's
the best producer of the year?
yeah, I mean,
Oh, is
I
that
get I
fair?
get used to Noir having some evolution in his beats, so then I have to take myself out of that mind frame when people don't have those same arrangement elements. But as I don't know, Artisan doesn't make those kind of beats. So for what this is, I think it's good. It's solid. I just think that the snaps could be layered with something to give it a little bit more body. It's
A
not
little more
something
snappy.
little snappy, yeah. Maybe a thicker snap, maybe a clap, maybe a snare. I don't know. But that was the only thing that I would nitpick on. Otherwise, I'd give it a 7.5. All right, next up, Tagami, another
Matt Critter.
little double O Mac Critter type beat, cracking foes.
What does that mean?
That means opening up a 40 ounce.
Oh, I love that. My type of beat. In case anyone's wondering, best type of 40 ounces, Mickey's.
I don't think anybody was wondering at all.
Old English is kind of garbage, but you get used to it.
Which one fits best in the brown bag?
Mickey's, for sure.
Okay, that was Tagami with Cracking Foes. I like this as far as Tagami beats go. I feel like there's a little bit more detail and complexity to this with the pianos. Um, I don't need to spend too much time on it because his beats are pretty much, verse hook, verse hook. Uh, so I like it. I think the drums are solid. I think the arrangement is good. I like the sounds. I'd give this one a 7.5 as well.
I kind of feel the same way that I did last time. In a different way. Okay, maybe it's a completely different review. Here's what I felt about this beat. Where it's like I love all the sounds. I think it worked really well. The piano mixed with kind of the background thumps was perfect at times. And I like the little bell that you put in there just for flavor. Here's the problem that I had. Those booms didn't boom. You know what I mean? Like, I think Noir said he would have added a kick. Yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of the biggest issue I had was like you have this like hard thumping beat, but there are no actual thumps to it, you know? So I think that's the biggest takeaway is I would just add some kicks and make kind of that background suggestion of doof, 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 instead of kind of a light what
Boom,
is
boom,
that in the
boom.
background. I want some foreground bumps. I'll still give it an 8.
Well, maybe when you're cracking foes, you don't want a headache, so he took the kicks out.
No, bro, that's exactly when you want thumps is when you're like in your friend's 96 Honda Civic at the high school parking lot, and you're just slamming 40s in the passenger side while Master P Bourbons and Cadillacs plays in the background.
Much different vibe than I recall, but I guess same effect, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Rotten Zombies.
Well, Matt Critter plays, of course.
Yeah,
So,
Matt Critter. Gotta have the Matt Critter and the little double O.
Double O.
Rotten Zombies, aka Caesar L. Rossi. Here's Hustle Up. Looks like this is a
To hustle up.
beat.
Got a couple people that, well, at least one person 100%ed it.
He 100 himself.
From himself. All right.
Nothing wrong with that. Like your own posts.
Yeah. Got to be your biggest fan.
Damn right.
No one else to do it for you.
Hold up.
Okay. That was Hustle Up by Caesar El-Rasi. The main thing that I hear is that cymbal crash is way too loud, I think. I think it's just overpowering everything when that crash comes in. I don't know, this gives me Tagami vibes. Like I'm getting like little double O feeling from this. I would say that this is more of a trap beat than some of the trap beats that we've heard. I like it, but I feel like it's just there's something about it that's like underutilized or missing. But I think the hi-hats and the snares are fine. Maybe it's the same as the last one where it's got a big 808, but there's not a lot of kick to it. Maybe there could be some more in the kick department, but I think it's consistent as far as the feel that it gives me. Just something feels like a little, not like huge, but just slightly underwhelming. But it feels consistent despite that. So I would give this 7.
I liked this a lot for what it was. And like the piano was great, the vocal sample was amazing. I think that was my favorite part about it, that catchy da-da-da, da-da-da. It I was almost like, is he saying words or is it like
Just
what
gibberish.
is that? Just gibberish,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that's one of my kind of takeaways was like I wanted to hear more. Like especially in the beginning, it was like, oh, it's gonna be a song, and like it kind of has this weird tease in there, and it's like now you're just kind of gibberishing, and you're like, oh, yeah, it was so close. But I love that part. My only takeaway was it felt like the transitions were a little bit sloppy. Like I could kind of hear clicks as like the next instrument came in. And granted, could it be the stream? Maybe. But I was like, each section I could clearly hear like kind of a click or a change in the quality as new instruments kind of came in. So I'd be curious about that. I'm gonna give this one an 8 too. I think this is another solid. It's a beat.
Right. Shamelessly plug this for review. Of course you can. Here
That's
is
a weird thing to say. This is what we do here.
Yeah.
It's not shameless. It's not,
whole channel.
everyone can plug anything for review, including their dating profile.
There you go again. All right. Here is Akuma with a track called To Us.
I'm nervous for this one.
All right, ready for this? Let's go. Been a long time since I parked up my whip. We've been focused on the brand new season. Your request talk to my demon, he's eager to converse about all my inner problems. Glass vomit, that's why my nigga grab a strap though. Took a nap then he woke up to a Mac 10 with a mac cheese. Man, that bitch leave, she tryna get her so clean, tryna get her so silky. So the nigga out the back doors when that Oscar, that actress, nigga run down by the actors, and it is what it is. Snipers camping out in liminal spaces, shooting out your limbs in no places. Watch for linen posts, small faces, in the middle for some records taken. Veins are almost gone shredded to the bone. Live a life that ain't worth shit, drifting on you like a purpose. Main thing, pre-eclipse, Cascar. Sad you don't know what berserk is. Sad you never went postal too. You a sad nigga, pissed on you, pissed off me, pissed off you. Tired of holding ammunition when it's bursting from a drum. Barrel start to rust, trigger starts to twitch. Fingers on my grip, I might shoot a couple niggas. If I step an inch, I will blow your chest away. Cause it's bad roof has some sack slugs and a tank gun. Could've seen me on advanced wars, but you niggas too young, nigga. To us tonight.
What?
That's it.
No, I love it. I'm guessing. So he had this sample, and he's like, "I love this sample so much. I'm gonna try to sing it," and like kind of on purpose, sang it, but it was like off key at the end. Interesting ending. Here's where I'm at. I normally don't like drumless beats. I think you did a good job over this one, though. I think the flow was consistent, the delivery was consistent. My only kind of constructive criticism or like notes that I had were it felt like there was too much reverb in the vocals. Like I think it could have been mixed better with the beat, especially because the beat is so pared down and so kind of there's not much to it. I really want to hear kind of the vocal parts be crisp and clean over it. I'm not exactly sure what this song is about necessarily.
Shooting people. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I woke up to a Mac 10, and then there was mac cheese that the girl left. I don't know. I think he shot his girl because she like left the bowl of mac and cheese out overnight.
Valid reason.
Yeah, that'll get the best of us. That'll get anybody. So I get it. I'm just gonna give this one 7.5. That was pretty good. Just yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like drumless beats, but I think you did a good job. It's good to also hear a UK rapper not do a drill song, so kudos to you for being different than a lot of other UK rappers that we've heard. Um, I like the beat is fine. I just
Repetitive.
yeah, I think that's the problem with a lot of drumless is they tend to be repetitive because you have to make sure that sample carries everything along with the vocals. So if there's no drums, there's no hi-hats, there's no snares, if you don't have a lot of sample to use, it ends up being repetitive. This didn't necessarily feel super repetitive, but it just felt empty from the production standpoint. But I think your vocal performance kind of made up for that, albeit kind of what D Bird said was not sure what it's necessarily about topic wise, but it's a short piece, so not to overly dissect it, but I think it's good. It's a solid track for what it is. I would also give it a 7.5.
We're so consistent.
Eh,
Look at us.
look at us. Look at us. Speaking of consistent, Fat Beanie.
There it is.
There it is, that weird hand gesture.
I love it.
Pink Xenomorph. What do we think this is about?
I think. Did you ever read the Animorph books as a kid?
A couple of them.
Yeah. So, there famously you like transition from like a teenager to a dog or to a rabbit and then solve crimes or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember. But Xenomorphs, that's from the Alien series. So I think similarly, he's talking about having sex with the queen alien before it eats his head. That's my guess.
I'm going to go with that. Here's Fat Beanie, Pink Xenomorph.
Told you.
You're right so far.
I'm right so far.
All right, that was Pink Xenomorph by Fat Beanie. It's so ironic that one of the most normal beats that he has in his catalog, he goes left field with the topics of, you know what, if I saw a pink alien, I'd fuck it.
Called it.
No hesitation. Pink alien? Yeah, I smash.
Yeah. I love that there's some people that are like, man, if aliens came here, I'd smash. So, like, what makes you think they're gonna look anything like what you're attracted to?
Would that stop them?
Do you like to fuck clams? Do you like to fuck, like particles? Could be anything.
Pink Xenomorph. I think this is an older track, just going off of that cover artwork with the hand gesture that we got there. I like that the beat is not chaotic, albeit the song lyrics are chaotic. If one wanted to digest the song lyrics a little bit more, but I think the performance is consistent. Your vocals are always, well performed, well mixed, audible over the instrumentation. I'm trying to think what would be my objective rating of this. Objectively, I think I would give it I want to say an 8, but I'm more like 7.5, just because I feel like it's short and out there topic wise, but it's well done. So 7.5. Maybe 8 if I'm like half awake and not really paying attention to you fucking an alien.
He's gonna be in the chat later. Like, that wasn't about fucking aliens. Eber just said that, and now that's all you guys can think about.
That's what I heard. Is like you're exotic. Like, I heard that even if you didn't engage in the act, I heard somebody who, if the opportunity presented itself, you would.
You sound like an alien fucker.
You may not have done it, but you sound like you would.
But you wanted to.
You wanted to.
Yeah, I'll just say this guy clearly fucks, because he's talking about like, oh, after some cuddles, like maybe I'll give you some back scratches.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the act may not have happened, but I feel like if the opportunity, if like the alien was just like, here's some alien pussy, you'd be like, okay, sure.
Anyone who's actually been with a woman before knows they love back scratchies. Anyways, yeah, look, for me, I feel like there's too much auto-tune. There's like the lyrics were a little simple, a little goofy, and I think the beat made it feel goofier. Although I will say I like the fact that the beat wasn't so crazy and was probably the tamest beat I've heard you on. And also credit where credit's due. Like you sang well, you know, you performed it well. I think you did a good job on this. I just hate how much auto-tune you slap over everything. So objectively, from my perspective, I would give this a 6. That's where I'm at.
You're not into xenomorphs?
I'd hit. If given the opportunity, I'd hit.
Kelsey, watch out. Got competition. Xenomorphs show up. Bird might flip the other way.
Xenomorph back scratchies.
If an alien told me to scratch its back, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably do it too to avoid being killed.
Yeah.
No telling if a creature that you've never seen before shows up and it's like scratch my back. It's basically like a bear saying, you know, hey, scratch my leg real quick or I'll claw you to death.
But you don't know, that could also be, you know, how it transplants your DNA and becomes a clone of you, and then it kills you and then takes over your life.
Honestly, that's a risk I'm willing to take. And if it wants to go to my day job 9 to 5, let's go.
Show up and listen to hours of community-driven music.
If it wants to run a Discord server with 4,000 people and, you know, then log on to some, you know, IT work and do that, more power to it.
Yeah.
Respect.
I like this alien.
I like that alien. Respect that alien. Speaking of respected aliens, AD Rocky finished the mix and master, decided to keep it a bit raw.
Oh yeah, he sent me a link and I was gonna listen to it, but
You were going to, but you didn't. So now you will. Here is Past Tense, Set Loose by AD Rocky. Ooh, nice 4-minute song. Everybody buckle in. Sure, he's got some stories to tell here. It's a cool artwork. Got a highway dripping out of the eye.
Is that notification part of the song?
I didn't have a notification.
Pretty great. Jay was raised pretty great when comparing to AD. VR possessing the poor, the exorcist lazy. His workers are the priests, taking what you donating. They been making life a hell, making demons from babies. I'll start this shit with this. My granny got me out of hell, living with the money limit. Differences we grin, but we survive. So why go and try every night to get the state to pry me from life, bro? My deadbeat wanted custody, like his life goals. Revenge because I got him eyed as a pedo. The jaded staff held my life with their eyes closed. My only escape was a psych ward or 5-0. If you've been abused, they loathing your worst. Taking us behind they desk, making school shooters from hurt. Giving abusers back they punching bags. Going to church, but they won't wash away their sins till they know when the hurt ain't past tense. From my past tense. From my past tense. No, it's past tense. Past tense. And now we past tense. Past tense. Past tense. They saying God ain't made mistakes. Well, I hope he's entertained because the state's done invaded where I stayed. My foster parents wanna say that they saved the day without understanding me and giving me some shame. Call me broken day, threw judgment into place. Although so I bought cocaine, off rehab books like go play. Laughing at the world, lost a joke, so I split to where I thought that I belonged. Said you do, so I went to where a smile doesn't visit, where the love was a front, but the drugs was explicit, where the hugs didn't come with an ounce of intention, where I cut every bond just to calm my suspicion. Yeah, I flinch less now, but I scream in my sleep. See shit on that street that I fight to live in peace. So when I'm going nuts, I'm just fighting memories, making friends with my pain. They can write this shit for me. Foster kids are tired of shit. I got friends who died to quit. So the Reaper steady trolling every line I spit. Saying make 'em die if they spoil my life again. Trying to get me paranoid again, like I hate them dance.
You've been delusional and scared cause you not past tense. The tension get the flash until you let the past tint. Your lenses with the smut and burn your glow to ashes. I speak about the past and yet it isn't past tense. To my past tense. To my past tense. No, it's past tense. Past tense. And now we past tense. Past tense. Past tense. Past tense.
Right, that was A.D. Rocky with Past Tense. We've heard this before, but probably prior to the mix and master. I forgot the gentleman who is on the hook, but I love the hook on this. I don't like the mix and master on this. Whatever you did to your vocals, they're peaked out, and your vocals are way too, maybe not way too loud, but they're definitely too loud, and it doesn't have the same like natural chill feeling that I remember the first time that we heard it. I don't know whether you re-recorded it, but the vocals, it just doesn't feel, I don't know, the performance feels like shaky and not like fluid like I recall the first time we heard it. Because I remember hearing this and thinking, oh man, A.D. Rocky really has like turned the corner on his delivery and like how he like approaches the mic. Because usually you're like high energy and you're kind of like not screaming, but you're definitely like projecting very loudly when you perform. And I remember hearing this and thinking that like you had kind of chilled back and you like dialed it back a bit. But like with the vocals just like too loud, it just has this shakiness about it that I don't really enjoy. Even though I remember liking the song a lot more. So I would say if you can revisit the mix, it would probably do yourself some good. Maybe even go back to the original recordings if you did record it, re-record it. I'd give this a 6.5 where it's at. Nah, I still like the song. I give it a 7.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I agree with Dice. I think your vocals are a little bit too loud, and man, the chorus, fire, but way too soft. It was way too buried in that beat. So I don't know what the hell you did with the laters, but if you do have the ability to turn up that hook, gotta do it. But at the same time, I liked the storytelling. It didn't feel like a 4-minute song to me necessarily, which is telling. It was enjoyable. You had good flow throughout. I think you are learning to control your delivery better. So yeah, I'll give this one a 7. With the issues mainly being the mix.
Word. Next up, AM Productions, or should I pronounce that AM? Looks like a video. It says looking for serious artists, all genres. Okay.
John.
You're just spamming $500 all rights. Okay, you have nothing here. Thank you for your time. Moving on. Tagami, we already heard from. Zax. Welcome back, Zax. Been gone a while, but hopefully come back on a good note. Borealis. Looks like we have a picture of Zax with potentially a significant other with matching hoodies, some fluorescent hoodies on, and the Aurora Borealis in the background.
Okay, I'll just say I fucking love that. I think that those matching hoodies or snuggies, whatever it is, that's dope. Hashtag couples goals. If I ever find a pink xenomorph, that's the fucking hoodie I'm gonna give it. And then I'll give it back scratchies.
Shout out Zax, man. All right, let's take a listen, see what he's been up to.
Word.
like this.
CD.
All right, that was Zax, aka ZG, with Borealis. Nice little picture of he and his significant other. I like this.
I don't know that she's significant.
Insignificant other. Shout out Limp Bizkit.
Hey.
I think that this is the kind of beat that I would like to hear some of our rage-inspired artists like Fat Beanie on, rather than the chaotic instrumentals that they choose. You know, no, not saying this in a disrespectful manner, but there's nothing like super, what is the word I want to use here? There's nothing super complicated or overly stand out about this beat, but it's well done enough to the point to where if I heard vocals over it, I wouldn't be sitting here nitpicking the beat, is what I would say. I would just listen to the song and I would enjoy the production in the background. This is the kind of production that somebody who has difficulty finding beats would need, because it just does a good job of like filling in that sound space, and then the listener can focus on the artist. So, I say that to say I like this beat for what it is. The only thing that I could possibly nitpick on is maybe the crashes are a little bit, I don't know. They just stand out to me. I don't know that they're necessarily needed. Maybe you could turn the volume down a little bit more. But that would be like the only thing that I would kind of like if I had to sit here and pick on something that. But I think this is a good beat to have for somebody who just shaking some rust off or just picks bad beats consistently. This is something good. I give it an 8.
Yeah. Hoodies 10. Hoodies 10 for sure. Cover art 10. The beat, I liked it. I think that everything worked together, kind of like Dice said. Like, I'd love if all the rage beats turned into like a minor annoyance beats, like
Yeah.
maybe you don't need to go chase down the car that cut you off in traffic and then wave a gun at him. Maybe you just drive home and then kick your fucking closet once as hard as you can, and then you move on with your life. That's what I want to see in beat form. So I'd say that this is like just a solid, good beat. My one kind of comment, first take on this is like, it did feel like I liked the melody, and it just felt like it was like half a shade off, like almost so insignificant that it kind of worked anyways, but it also kind of totally felt like if you're doing a chord and a chord is 3 keys on the piano, it felt like maybe one of your fingers slipped a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it just felt almost on the key that I want, but not quite. So that was also an interesting thing I had to deal with while listening. But overall, I like it. Let's give it a 7.5.
Thank you for
8.
toughing that out, Bird. I know how much angst and anxiety that gave you to listen to this slightly off key.
Didn't fill me with rage.
Didn't have to go kick the closet real quick.
No, not this time.
All right, next up, Pag MC says, I need y'all to listen to the full outro of the song. No skipping. I need y'all to feel it. Oh, wait,
Okay.
what? Hold on. Unit just super chatted. Knock. What is knock? I forgot knock, but he just tipped. So, hold on, Pag MC.
Hold up.
We got a tip. We got a big tipper.
Odor.
Shout out to Unit.
Comes the hot tipper, murderer.
And with that note, I am also going to close down the queue because we've been on for an hour. Here's I Don't Want to Let It Go by Young Unit.
Talking about his xenomorph that got away.
No xenomorph fuck in here.
Norwegian crowns hitting hard. Oh, that's what a knock is.
Oh yeah. Crowns with a K.
I'm feeling low, but then I get high. Time is passing and I'm using this to finally get by. When I started it, I didn't tell my girl I would lie. I felt dealing with the truth was harder than a disguise. Skies. And now I'm reaching the skies. Yeah, that's the biggest mistake you can make in the circle you love. Only paving the way for trust to get beaten, broken up. A kid who's always feeling like he's never been enough. Scared to lose his love and so his heart is tucked and locked up. This reality is hitting so hard. I can't leave my love on the ground while shooting for stars. The foundation of my essence looks to be out of war. That I fucking started said I can't help it no more. But that ain't true. I'ma choose myself who I'm becoming. A part of becoming conscious is resting, stopping the running. Stopping the kamikaze means misdirecting the turrets. Looking for some peace to finally see the flowers flourishing. Already told you that I don't wanna let go. I wanna hold you. I'm sorry I lied, but in order to regain your trust, I will try. I don't wanna let it go. I don't wanna let it go, ever go. Feel this love is much too heavy, so I calmness similar to a little dose of fentanyl. Addicted to the feeling I get when I see the iris in your eyes. Yeah, and now I'm flying to the sky. Yeah, so I say fuck this shit. I'm ready to change for the greater good in my bitch shit. I'm ready to finally take the hood and then lift it. I'm ready to finally show my face when I'm sober. I have to if I plan on living right when I'm older. When I'm older I wanna say that I made it. Kids will laugh and never saw the vision when the music played. And now when I'm played down my brain is leaking doubt. But I know the dedication can give moisture to a drought. And that's damn true. I'ma choose myself who I'm becoming. I know if I keep on climbing one day I will reach the summit. Doubts will start to plummet. Fears will start to run ironically away from me. And that's who I wanna become. Is something that is non-negotiable to me inside my future. Cause I can live like this constantly glued to a computer. The negative I polluter. The rich but still a looter. The me who thinks that if I was neutered it would be cooler. Damn.
If you were neutered, it'd be cooler.
Less to worry about.
Yeah, dive into that later.
Okay. That was Unit with I Don't Want to Let It Go. Would you let go of your testicles, D-Bird?
I sure wouldn't. They don't serve any practical purpose other than, it's kind of funny to slap them against my girl's face when she's sleeping. Joking.
Classic
joking.
move.
I get to say whatever I want because no one ever watches these things. Kidding. Yeah, I like this. I think this was chill. Loved the beat, very jazzy. Kind of perfect for the vibe you were going for here. I think from a technical standpoint, like the flow and the delivery were good. I feel like the mix was still a little harsh. Like it still felt a little on top of the beat. And yeah, definitely in pockets, it just kind of felt like you could hear kind of some of the pops. But overall, pretty good. I think. What am I going to give a rating for? 7.5. If this is an apology to a girl that you lied to, I think she's going to be like, okay, well, I'll keep my eye on you, but I'll give you one more shot.
In that same voice?
Yeah, okay. He's also dating a wise old owl.
I fuck with owls. Not in the xenomorph fashion, but I like owls. Shout out to Unit. I was thinking this as we were listening, is that he consistently does tracks in English, and I know he said a while ago he wanted to get better at his mastery of English, but shout out to him for, maybe this is overly American of me, but shout out to him for always doing things in English, and like you said, maybe he misunderstood neuter, but he's always like perfecting his craft in English, although we do sometimes tell people like, hey, send us stuff in your native tongue, let us hear what that sounds like. But shout out to him for making good songs in English despite it not being his predominant language.
Me and Dice doing a Norwegian collab coming soon.
Yeah, get some Norwegian crowns and buy some Norwegian beats and do some Norwegian tracks.
Give me the crown, give me the crown.
Give me the loot. But yeah, I thought this was consistent. I agree with Bird. I think the vocals were a little harsh. I was gonna say they were breathy at times. Definitely can hear you catching wind and getting ready for the next line. But I think overall it was solid. The things I would critique were more or less artifacts of English as a second language and not necessarily you doing anything technically wrong. So I think you're very comfortable in your delivery. I think just the vocals are slightly over present and that could be tweaked, but everything else was solid. I would also give it a 7.5. All right, now somebody who always sends us Portuguese tracks. Pag MC wants us to listen to the full thing and feel it. Here's our Arvoras Sem Vida Mastered.
No skipping, guys. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. De teu eu não me esqueço. Lembra até de quando eu era criança. Quando lembro de você, vê, não cresço. Hoje só tenho lembranças da infância. Hoje penso maldita gravidade. Botei minha sombra numa viagem. Me fez perder algo tão importante. Quem dera eu que fosse apenas viagem. O mundo veja, ele tem maldade. Toda hora o demônio te tenta, tentando entrar na sua mente. E se conseguir você não vai escapar. Isso não é apenas o que eu vi. Quem dera, pois foi bem o que eu vivi. Imagina a sua melhor amiga de infância hoje não está mais viva. Hoje não vejo mais uma árvore sem lembrar de você, porque você foi perder. Hoje não consigo pensar em ti sem começar a sofrer saudade de você. Às vezes penso que acham graça de meus relatos. Talvez achem que são falsos, mas sabem que são fatos. Hoje minha mente está mais escura que o asfalto. Talvez até mais suja, na enchente eu naufrago. Mas eu não quero pagar, não quero ter o mesmo fim que você. Pois se for pra ter o mesmo fim, então sei que muita gente vai sofrer. Mas talvez com você seja diferente. Tentou tantas vezes a gente nem é consciente. Às vezes preferia não ter nascido, ou apenas ter um destino diferente. Fiz minhas palavras pois cansar da minha mente. Até esse texto contém uns erros, mas por favor me desculpem por todos. Esse é um fim que eu sei que eu não mereço. Hoje não vejo mais uma árvore sem lembrar de você, porque você foi perder. Hoje não consigo pensar em ti sem começar a sofrer. Saudade de você. Hoje não vejo mais uma árvore sem lembrar de você, porque você foi perder. Hoje não consigo pensar em ti sem começar a sofrer. Saudade de você. Hoje não, hoje não, hoje não.
Full outro, no skipping.
Saudade de você.
50 more seconds.
No skipping, do it.
I was expecting vocals here.
There's no other vocals on this period. No skipping, don't do it.
Nah, I'm doing it.
Don't do it.
All right, that was Pag MC with Avores Sem Vida. Look, I think you have a great voice for your blend of rapping and singing, and you will be very dangerous if you figure out how to use it more consistently. Um, you know, being a non-Portuguese speaker, I feel like I can still say that you seem to struggle with some of the things that we hear with even English speakers, where sometimes you force a line to work even if it has too many syllables in the words that you're using. Like there's some lines where you have the flow and it sounds beautiful because you've sung it or you've rapped it and it fits perfectly in the BPM. And then there's other times where it seems like you just kind of force feed some words in there to make the line work. And it's like pretty much the same as when we tell like other people speaking English, like, hey, you probably use way too many words in that line. Could you rewrite it, retool it, and make it like fit a little bit better? Like I feel like at times like there's lines where you just have way too many syllables in it, but you like kind of just rush a word to make it fit. And I think if you can smoothen that out over the, you know, duration of your song making career, it'll feel a lot more polished. Other than that, I think the vocals are just kind of the same as units, just a little bit overpowering and a little bit breathy at times. But man, I really like your singing voice and I really like your ability to adapt. And I want to feel what you would like me to feel. This is kind of like the opposite end of like drumless beats. Like we're used to like overly sampled, you know, like a old sample as a drumless. This is just kind of just some synths playing and you singing on top of it, and it works. I just it's missing something that I think would give me that feeling that you're asking me to feel. And I don't know whether that's because of the mix in the vocals or something that could be added to the production, but it's not quite grabbing me in. But I get what you're saying, that you wanted us to feel the passionate, because you do a good job of singing. So I say all that to say I think it's a decent track. I just feel like there's some lines that are rushed and the vocals are a little bit too loud. But I'd still give it a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a good summary. Like, here's my take is, yeah, the comments I was going to make were on the vocals being overpowering for the beat. Look, the beat is so pared down that it makes sense that you have strong vocals over it. I think it just would fit more naturally if they were lowered a little bit and blended better to the beat. I loved your voice. I think that part was solid. The delivery, the singing, like all very, very good. Here's where it went off the rails. When you said, don't skip, I need you to feel the outro, and there's 50 seconds of fucking nothing. Brother, what the fuck? I'm glad Dice did end up skipping around because, like, pain.
My only assumption is because he usually produces his own beats. He maybe he needed to call out, like, "Hey, I produced this. Feel the production." But we were like, "Where's the vocals at?"
Yeah, well, here's the thing with these type of beats, right? Because there's nothing on them, because they're so like nothing burgers, it works when you're singing over them, and when you're not, then you're just kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm bored. So, it feels like I went on a date with a very attractive girl, and all she did was show me, different pictures on her Instagram the whole time. Like, all right, I'm gonna leave here frustrated. But like, if you just stuck to the first part where it's like, okay, it's 3 minutes solid, maybe even 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It has all of the vocals that you have mixed better, and all the fat on the beginning and end cut out. Boom, 10. This one, I think 7.5's a good where it's at.
Also, no layers on this at all. Would have been nice to have some layers on that hook. Layers. Who needs
Get some layers, players?
Taters.
No taters.
All right, next up, The Fallen Dove, MFF song. No idea what that stands for, but here we go.
Classic letters for a threesome. Male, 2 females.
I can only hope that that's what that stands for.
I fucked a xenomorph.
It works.
That's the next jam, I think. Gotta be that.
Maybe this is just a beat. I'm gonna skip around. How do we get here? Oh, just dropped out. Okay. All right, that was The Fallen Dove with MFF song. My two
Bang 2 girls to that song, Dice?
No. My 2 call-outs on this is I feel like the drums are too loud. They're a bit overpowering for everything else that you have. And then the clap / snare is just very generic. It feels novice if I compare it to all the other sounds that you have. It just feels like stock clap, drag, drop into the session. I would switch that out with something that either has a more polished sound to it, or I would do some sound design on it and clean it up a bit so it doesn't feel like it's just, straight out of Fruity Loops 2001. Overall, it's okay. The part where everything kind of dropped down did feel a little bit too empty, but I think overall the arrangement is decent. I'd give this I don't know, I'd give it a 5.5. Maybe 6.
Actually, I thought this was pretty good. I liked the sound arrangement. I liked the dropout. I actually listened to that part. I was like, that's a good transition, and it came at the right time. I think for me, my biggest issue was the 808s. They're way too fucking loud. You have this kind of chill, introspective beat, and in come these blaring, like, oh, I bought these speakers at the secondhand store, and it reminds me of the Honda Civic with the 22s. You're like, all right, why is this rattling the trunk and like peaking? It just made no sense for this beat. So that's where I'm at. Is I think everything was put together well, but I agree the drums were kind of the part that was the big detractor, and I think specifically the 808s were just distracting. And I think if you calmed the fuck down on the 808s, everything else would make sense. So I think it's a pretty small tweak to make. So for that reason, I'd give it a 7.
All right, next up, Third Cage. Seems like a generic version of Birdcage, but I think this is Saint, if I remember correctly.
Birdcage the Third.
I don't know. Here's Saint in the order with a track called The Light.
The light. Give me the light.
Just give me the light and pass the draw. You like Sean Paul?
Question. Well, not a question. More of a generic statement. If you're ever in a limo and people are like, what do we put on?
Hold on.
Sean Paul. It's always Sean Paul is the answer. Yeah, he's the best. Like Glue.
That album was Duddy Rock was a very good overall album. I remember taking a risk because usually back then when I was buying CDs, I would like wait until somebody put out their second CD before I really committed, unless I really liked them. But I was like, you know what? I like this couple singles, and I took a risk on it because I never listened to like reggaeton or anything. But I liked that whole album. A lot of good songs on there.
So many. So all the singles were great, and so anyone that's 33 and above, put on Sean Paul, they're not going to be mad.
Not to be confused with Sean Paul of the Youngbloods, who also reached peak fame during that same period of time with their smash singles with Little John and the East Side Boys.
Good old Youngbloods. You know what's funny is recently Sean Paul came out and he's like, no, I was saying Shonder Paul, like a famous cricket player. I always liked this cricket player named Shonder Paul, and so that's what I said. And everyone's like, no, you didn't.
Sometimes,
Paul.
Sometimes we don't need the background story. Like sometimes you just need to leave the myth how it is.
Sean Paul. So my gasoline.
A-OK, what's up, man? What's going on with you? Happy New Year to you, young sir.
A-OK.
All right, here's Saint with The Light.
Yo, shout out to Downloads. Speedy's something else, man. It's fine. As soon as I heard it, I knew I had to go straight into the studio. Straight into the lab and just cook up some, man. Yeah, okay.
Get it straight.
1, 2, 3.
Have you ever seen the light? Or had a good late night drive? By yourself sitting in the front seat, watching cars going by, smoking good weed. Well, I've seen the light quite a few hundred times, and my mind is screaming why I cannot be alright. Getting good money, so it's okay. I ain't being broke no more. MEA, no way, we gon' shine in the light, that's how it is, baby. Hang out on train tracks, smoking straight green, baby. Yeah, we real lazy, but we good, baby. It's ride or die until we die or right away, baby. So it's okay, I need $1 billion, get out the fucking way. Mass murderer in the back, sipping OJ. This bitch is gonna die before 30.
Before what?
I ain't finished.
Go back. I want to hear that line.
Before Thursday?
This bitch is gonna die before 30.
Hold on.
Way. Mass murderer in the back, sipping OJ. This bitch is gonna die before 30. I ain't finished. $1 billion looking like Yeezy. Bars flow too easy. Bitch, I'll never be on E. or be rich like Jay-Z.
Should be.
My boys will do the Super Bowl with me. You not ready for shit, bitch. You not ready for anything I could do, bitch. I done seen the light 100,000 times. Bitches make me feel like I'm losing my mind. We gotta run away from the cops.
Yeah,
We gotta keep
bitches.
running, motherfucker, bitch. We can't stop.
You know what I mean?
In case we on
Bitches.
top of shit.
Am I right?
If you do the crime, do the time, you little bitch.
You little bitch.
Fuck with pieces of shit.
Criminals.
Pigs do, cause they motherfucking eat that shit. It's start time. I done seen the light again, and I lost my mind.
Don't you dare skip it.
It's start
I'm leaning
time.
on every word.
Let Jesus take the wheel, we'll be alright. It's start time. I done seen the light.
Say, well, one mob done cop. Switched up actively, making waves on the Twitch, chasing drink and editing. I saw I'm legit. They don't really want they post, they just go silent moves.
All right, I've heard enough. Whoever your feature is, as much as we can't barely hear you, we cannot hear that person at all. This just sounds like you pressed record and just started saying whatever. Emphasis on all the bitches that you used. Constructive.
The times where you didn't even rhyme at all. Or made up words that aren't words.
Rhyming is overrated, D-Bird. Or D-Board, as G-Baby called you. Look, constructive feedback is that your energy doesn't match the velocity of your lyrics. It's like a wiener dog barking at a bulldog through a gate, right? It's like it's all talk, right? And I don't believe what is being said because I can't feel the energy out of your delivery. So, volume aside, there's no emphasis on the words that you're saying, and also the words that you're saying feel empty and lack depth to them. So I would work on authenticity and believability and your mixing so that we can hear those things more clearly. I'd give this a 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, the overall issue is you fucking freestyled. That's just it. You freestyled, and so it didn't come off as confidence because you weren't confident. You didn't know what you were gonna say next. So there are people that can just get up there and just confidently fucking sing at the top of their fucking lungs, shout out, you know who you are. Regardless, this wasn't that. This was like, you mentioned, sitting on the train tracks. It kind of felt like you're in the back seat of a car, smoking weed on the train tracks. And this is like your friend puts on a beat tape and somebody brings out a voice recorder. And this is the result of you high on the train tracks, passing the voice recorder around with one of your other white friends.
I was going to ask, do people still walk along? I mean, maybe I've been far removed because I've had a car for so long now, but people still walk along train tracks? Is that still a thing?
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous to do.
I was just, when he said that, I just pictured the old timey, like in the cartoons with the stick and then the little tied up knot on it. Like, oh, I'm homeless now. Let me walk along the train tracks.
Yeah. I mean, small towns, it's like, what else are you going to do? Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, go.
Malls are closed down. You can't walk through the mall and loiter.
Yeah. It's a loiter on the train track. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think we need to spend too much time roasting it. It's just like it's a fucking freestyle. The energy of the beat was very high. The energy of the delivery was very low, and it's because you were just like, oh, what do I say next? Fucking bitches, am I right? Criminals, crime, do time. Like nonsense. And I think it goes back to what we've talked about before, and it's not even about you anymore. It's like, how many times on this show have we said, why? Why freestyle? Why record your freestyles and then put them out there?
Why spend money to get this distributed through DSPs? Like, that's the thing that I know everybody has to start at some point, but like, I think SoundCloud, Bandcamp is fine if you just want to freestyle and release shit. We don't need this on streaming platforms.
I mean, Is it on streaming or is it
Yeah,
just like something you uploaded to YouTube?
no, it's on Spotify. I looked it up on YouTube because I didn't want to bother with Spotify, but anytime it's on a topic channel, that means it's distributed as well.
Okay, that's even more insane that you're like, yeah, hear this freestyle that like I didn't even rhyme, and sometimes I just did a tone because I didn't have a rhyme that came to my mind fast enough. Like it makes no sense, bro. And here's the thing is like you can spend that time writing a song and then you can more confidently say it over a beat and it makes more sense and we're not shaking our head at the lyrics. So fucking what do I give it? 2?
It's got a whole project.
Wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard. Well, yeah, if you're just sitting in the back of your car on the train tracks, you can pump out tons of songs. Just put on a
If
different
you're
beat.
sitting
say
in your
whatever you
car,
want.
if you're sitting in your car on the train tracks, please move your car off the train tracks. I've seen enough
Yeah.
people get hit by trains. I worry for your life.
If you don't care about, anything that you're saying, if you don't care about mixing, if you don't care about anything other than just I record my voice to a beat and then put it on the internet, yeah, you could have unlimited songs. My argument would be why
Why?
don't you just take that energy and write a thing, and then if you're going to record it, then record it confidently.
Do better. So, all right. Producer of the year. Here's his regular submission. Noir and a David Arcade collaboration. This is called Extendos. Let's see what else is happening here. Oh. Okay. Thank you for the context, Noir. So that was Noir and David Arcade with Extendos. David Arcade did the first section. Noir did the switch ups. I like the switch ups more than I like the first section. My overall feeling was I like the drums. The drums sound Noir-esque. So not sure if you provided the drums and then he did the other elements, but I like the drums. I like the beat. It's not a beat that's necessarily for me sound wise. I can hear some people saying like the sounds could be slightly annoying and repetitive, but at the same time, I think it works overall with the right feeling and the right track put on top of it. But I think it's a good beat. Like I like the switch ups primarily, but I think overall it's still a good beat, even if it's not a beat for me. I would give it objectively still like an 8.5 because I feel like it takes a particular artist, and I think AOK him. I think AOK could do this beat justice. Him saying that he thought of a concept for it while it's playing. So, I think it would fit with certain artists that have high energy and good delivery, good cadence. AOK definitely fits that bill. Um, yeah, I'll just shut up. 8.5.
Yeah, I like the bounciness of it. I loved, like, right off the bat, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. I will say that, like, you know, I guess this is a David Arcade thing. Pass my feedback along to Mr. Arcade, of the same name. But it felt a little too long until it got to the switch ups.
Yeah.
The first part seemed to drag just a little bit too long. I found myself right at like 18 seconds. I was like, man, that's where the new part should have came in. And I time stamped that because I was like, I was expecting it to switch up a little bit more. And it's just because it is that nah, 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 like kind of the whole time. That is a good through line and it is a good bouncy part. I like the sounds of it, but I needed it to kind of switch up earlier, especially because it kind of is that throughout. So that would be my big criticism, but love the bounciness, love the sounds, and especially like there's a part kind of halfway through where I was like, oh, that part where it just hit that super sweet pocket. I was like, that part is the best part of all. I'll give it an 8.
Next up, fresh, stagnant, work in progress.
Fresh question. Did you like Workaholics?
Workaholics. That's the show with like the dirty looking white guys in the office.
I mean, they're just white guys to me, but maybe to you they look nerdy. Yeah, they're in the office. There's a dude with like long hair and
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
mustache.
Yeah.
And they basically just party and sit on a roof, drink 40s.
I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I probably didn't watch enough of it. It didn't really jump out and grab my attention the way other shows have. But I won't say that it was a bad show. I just didn't watch it enough.
Okay. Transformative part of my college career. I was like, oh, they're just like me, except for like a couple years out of college. That's gonna be me one day.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Are you a workaholic?
Yeah, I'd say I am. I mean, I get up every 8 a.m. Sunday to do this shit, so.
I don't think that qualifies as workaholic.
I think so.
All right, here's Stagnant by Fresh.
How about that, baby?
Okay, TBS. In the heat of the night.
Classic show.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Probably before a lot of people's time, though.
Yeah. I know. Dating myself here. Who doesn't need to date themselves from time to time?
Yeah,
I'd date me.
I would. The peanut butter on the waffles alone is a deal breaker for me. All right, that was Fresh with Stagnant. What do you think about that? Work in progress.
It's pretty fresh. I gotta say, I like that a lot. It did remind me of like the 90s TBS shows that would play in the middle of the day as you're like homesick, air quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of that vibey, like, oh, it's, showtime in the middle of the night. It's like, oh, yeah, there's a buddy cop drama that's about to come on. I liked it a lot. I think it was smooth. I think it was jazzy. There was one sound in there, kind of I don't want to call it a cymbal. There was part of the drums that felt a little stock. But I liked all of the jazzy elements to it. I'm just gonna give it a 8.5. I think the drums were a little lackluster, but everything worked together pretty well.
Yeah, I like the vibe of it. I was gonna say the same thing. I think I wanted the drums to maybe have a little bit more body to it. Maybe not necessarily more punch, but a little bit more fuller in the spectrum. But I like the sample for a work in progress. If you could evolve it into some sort of change up or a transition, I think that would do it well. But for where it's at, I give it a 7. I like the sounds of it. Good stuff.
Yeah, if you can evolve it into an intro for our upcoming buddy cop movie with me in Paradise, let us know.
What kind of cop would you be in a buddy cop movie?
Oh, I'd be the bad one for sure. The chaos, like always kind of like kicking the door in first and then asking questions later.
You'd be Samuel L. Jackson then.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, we need more like duos in movies, I think. I don't think we've had like a strong, consistent duo pairing in a while.
Yeah, it's true. We had
Travolta and Samuel. We had Martin and Will in the Bad Boys franchise. Jackie and Chris Rock. Oh yeah, Rush Hour 4. They greenlighted that.
wait, what? Rush Hour 4 got greenlit?
Yeah.
I don't
know. Yeah, it's
feel
it's
like
it's
I
a little too
care.
late. Yeah, it's like here's what I don't need. I don't need Rush Hour 4, and I don't need another Friday with Chris Rock or Chris Tucker to come back into. I don't need Chris
It
Tucker
had
to.
its moment.
Yeah, I don't need Chris Tucker to come back and revisit movies that were cool 20 years ago.
Well, and also like the cool part about Rush Hour was Jackie Chan was in his prime. He was doing like all sorts of stunts and stuff. Like, are they really gonna make this 80-year-old fucking wheel his way through a diner and flip over tables?
Yeah. Get Tom Cruise out there, do Mission Impossible 20. Break his ankle again.
Apparently the last one was the last one, so we can only hope.
I don't know if I even saw like the last 2. I gotta catch up on Mission Impossibles. We need more
Kind of,
like action
more
stars.
just- it kind of felt like they were like, all right, here's the stunts that Tom Cruise wants to fund for himself, and we'll figure out the plots later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like what crazy big stunts have we not done yet? And then let's put some script around it and make it work.
It's exactly that. Tom Cruise is like, all right, I always wanted to jump my motorcycle onto a moving train. You guys figure out the rest.
All right, this year I'm gonna land on a hot air balloon, and then I'm gonna roll off of it and land inside the basket, and then karate chop the dude off of it, and then kill a vaccine for poison that's infecting all of Russia.
Yep.
Make
You
it
just sounded like my uncle. My uncle at Thanksgiving.
Great man.
Not actually.
All right, next up, DSL the Artist, an unreleased song that finished not too long ago. It's a style that they've really never done before. Okay.
Dick Sucking Lips, the Artist.
I wasn't going to say it, but,
It's there.
I wasn't going to say it. What's up, Swag Lean?
Swagger.
Here's Unsaturated.
I think that's all.
Wonderful. Have a great day.
Wake up. Money growling. I'm stopping for your touchdown unlock. I'm willing to do anything for love. If not, I don't know if it's a beating. Girl, I need it. If I die before I get it, I don't know, but girl, I need it. I mean it. Locked up in my room.
Know where I can go. Every minute on line, I see another one to low. Fuck, it's a lot of poison, but I need it. I need it. I need it. Dude. I need.
What the fuck is going on?
Wake up.
Hi, I'm looking to return.
Reason?
I'm just not really sure I want all of this anymore.
We can only offer exchanges of equal or lesser value.
Exchanges?
Of equal or lesser value.
Oh, I didn't know.
Would you like to proceed?
Sure.
To be on money when it comes to me expressing this. Would give all my future money for you, miss. Just to reciprocate my feelings of you and I shoot. I promise wouldn't think of that, but sometimes it's just so hard. I can't help it go right back. That's what I get for bottling the shit. Stuff that I cannot control. I just need some time, think it heals. I'll let you go.
Wake up.
What the fuck? That's my first reaction is what the fuck? Look, if you want to call just starting and stopping 5 different songs a style, okay, but come on, what the fuck? Look, the first sample was dope as shit. I was like, oh, I recognize this 80s song, like the pitch down. It was pretty cool. And I was kind of waiting for like you to rap over it or like, where is this going to go? Right. And instead, around like, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it just cuts off, stops. In comes some other bullshit. And it's like this underperformed, really low vocals over some other random beat. You're like, okay, so now we're just doing something else altogether. Bummer, because I liked that first part so much. And now it's like, man, I just got, kicked in the dick. So, and then again, there's this kind of cool transition part, which with no context, you're like, why is it here? But it kind of sounds interesting. Maybe, again, if you wanted to have that at the beginning of a different track, sure. But in the middle of the track, after 3 things, you're like, what the, why? Why is this here? And then you come in again for another like 20 seconds and you're just like flatlined delivery. I would say overall the song makes no goddamn sense structure wise, and for that reason I hate it. I would say for the parts that I did hear the rapping, you're way too low. Even no matter what beat you use, out of all of the fucking 10 beats you use, your vocals are low on all of them. And I would just say that the delivery, I think it was well written, but the delivery has room for improvement in terms of like, you're so monotone, right? It doesn't match the energy of any of the 10 beats you used because you're just kind of one tone throughout. And this is one of those things that we talk about with some of the newer artists where it's like using pitch, using tones, that comes with time and experience. But when you just talk all in one way, it's just fucking unnatural and weird. So that's my feedback. Unnatural and weird. Hated all the switch ups. Room to improve as the delivery, but keep going. 2.
Yeah. Everything that D Bird said. That I just did not enjoy this patchwork ensemble. The parts where you were rapping, it just felt like it lacked energy. It was lifeless, but just the disjointed, it just felt sloppy. Like I felt like I was watching a college film project and they just like put together like 60-second clips in audio format. I didn't know what was going on at any particular point, and I felt like the parts where you were performing were underperformed, and it just wasn't entertaining. There was no replay value for me with the track. So I would work on making your intentions a little bit more digestible uh, from an audio standpoint. I'd give it a 2. Shout out Swag Lean for the gifted sub. Thank you. First gifted sub of the year.
Mr. Swagger. What a G.
It's got a track called The New New.
That new.
Not to be confused with Pink Xenomorph.
Exactly.
Break a brick down, demolition. I ghost a bitch, now she calling me a superstition. Hollow vision, keep an eye out for the opposition. I'm on a mission, moving numbers like a mathematician. This new edition of my vision, been attacking with precision. Rob me off like a petition, but I am in no condition. I am new to the game, so this shit is my addition. I get blue in the face when I try to keep on spitting. Blue in the face, so like Cookie Monster. I eat her out, yeah, she calling me a Cookie Monster. I get her more just to tell this bitch I'm not the father. Still busted in her, yeah, I'm looking like a party popper. Hey, SL, got a pencil. I'm making out like he all night, don't need no cat towel. If you're talking shit, then we gon' fight. There is no settle, and I'll rock you with my piece on sight. Heavy metal, slick, kickbox like fuck Amazon. Yeah, I got so many hits, and I keep on adding on. You go riding on my dick like a fucking Peloton. I keep that metal when I sleep like a fucking Megatron. Burning bridges like an arsonist. I'll never be a part of this. So pussy shelter trying to push out. Spinning blocks just like a Ferris wheel. These bullets I shoot very real, so don't speak when I'm blasting, no doubt.
All right, that was Swag Lean with The New New. Funky beat. I think the vocals could be a little bit louder so we could hear it a little bit better. I appreciate that it seems like you're getting a little bit more complex with your lyrics. You still have that same, like, I want to call it like goofiness or whimsical like content, but at the same time I can hear like there's a little bit more effort in what you're saying, and rather than just so like on the nose of about things when we first started hearing you. I still have a, maybe it's a long shot desire of hearing more like personalized music from you. I think we've got enough content from you that I get the shtick, but I do think that maybe if there was a personal touch to some of your music, some of the delivery and the way that you perform your songs might become a little bit more refined, because you'll be less focused on like nailing the comedic aspect of a line and more focused on like, how do I deliver this in a manner that expresses how I'm feeling, if that makes sense. Like, I get it, how many different ways can you put a fish stick in somebody's ass? How many different ways can you like, get head from somebody? Cool, funny stuff. But at the same time, I feel like if you have to invoke emotion of like sorrow, pain, sadness, anger, all those other things, like it'll make you figure out different ways to deliver lines in a different manner. Cause you're kind of like AD Rocky, like you're always like fully projecting, and there's no like dialed back Swag Lean sometimes. But for this particular song, it works. Funky. I wish there was some sort of hook, but the beat doesn't really have a pocket for that. I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah. I think overall I liked it. The beat was great. I'm kind of digesting what Dice said, and I think I was kind of thinking about the same stuff, where it's like there's something about the delivery, right? And Swag, where are you from? What area of the world are you from? Because like it was interesting. I thought you were in the U.S., but I also
He's
like
in the
in
US.
this one I was like, sounded like you had an accent or something. I don't know. The way you say stuff sometimes just comes off a little strange. And like, there were parts where the delivery just felt a little stiff, maybe because it's like, this is how I have to talk.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't have to talk like that. You just talk like this.
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Yeah, it almost sounded Eastern European in parts. But there was also times where you kind of loosened up and it felt like you were having fun with it. And at the end of the day, this is a fun track, right? You're talking about, eating cookies with your blue face. You're a cookie monster, right? So I think it's a funny lyrics. Just the delivery was the part that I was struggling with at times. And I think, it's all about tone and it's all about like emphasis and how you say things. I think sometimes maybe with the jokey raps, you can say things in a way that feels stiff and or in a way that feels um, foreign. I don't
Mhm.
know. I'll give this one a 7.5. Good job.
Word. Shout out Swag Lean. Next up, Passive the Rapper, Low Brine collaboration. This is called That Mood.
It's already Lilburn's so fucking good.
Shout out Low Brine.
Yeah, money been a motive, my imagination booming. Without lacking contemplation, I make do with new improvements. And the only ops I'm ducking, automated, never human. I can never let nobody sabotage what I'm pursuing. Money been a motive, what is life without distressing? And I'm only getting older, getting less and less aggressive. Almost done deleting these little studio sessions. I pray sometimes, but I be cautious, I don't wanna be tested. Keep the motor running, they gon' know I'm here before I arrive. So the city taking 50-50 chances to survive. Go outside and let like 20 pretty bitches tell me lies. If I leave it up to y'all, I guarantee you kill the vibe. It's already won, ain't no point in playing this slow game. I might pocket half the winnings and then give the rest away. Since karma is a I'm till she ain't spread the word about the movement. It's a pity what it takes. Someone called up pallbearers, I was giddy in the bank. Started coughing up a lung, should give carcinogens a break. Took a walk to clear my head, I had to make it some shake. Stop checking if I'm rapping, fuck your album on the way. Side eyes from the haters, passive always give them grace. Ain't enough to be reminded, I'll forever take a break. Little shady shit be happening, I'm watching in amazement. Every verse a classic in an alternative matrix. $1 million smile underneath their whole team thugging. White collars, all white Adidas. I'm stepping on these bleachers, lot of haters, lot of leeches. I'm too fly to punch the pilot, even Jesus need the features. Chiefing on the reefer, got me ducking the police. Sick as a bitch, but I'm and I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. Can't put a stop, can't put a stop. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it. And I can't put a stop to the ballin'. Million different reasons, I can't call it.
Right, that was Passive the Rapper and Low Brine with That Mood. Are you in the mood, D-Bird?
Always in the mood for a pink xenomorph. I'll just start by saying, holy fuck, was that beat just the best. I love that. Shout out Low Brine. That's amazing. Next level shit. Passive. I thought this was great. I think the vibe, the way you attacked it, like this was cool. Some cool lines sprinkled throughout. I just overall very impressed with how this came together. My only kind of constructive criticism or negative nitpicks would be on kind of the arrangement or the effects added afterwards, and I'm guessing that was like a Low Brine thing once he got passive stuff, where you take out the vocals, or you like at the end where it's just kind of repeating sections with some scratches. Like, I don't think you needed all that. I think maybe less is more. And for me, I think you probably could have ended it without the repeating sections and the scratches, even though, again, as the producer, you're like, I'm having fun, I want to keep this going. As the listener, I think it's just as fun and maybe even more impactful if you don't. And that goes for like some sections where you took out the vocals too, to kind of be like, whoop, whoop. Well done, but I just didn't think it was needed. 9.
Hate is a strong word, but I hated the transitions on this. Like this whatever they did with the beat between the first verse and the second verse, I didn't really mind the DJ scratching at the end, but just like the transitions between the verses and to close out the track, I just truly did not like at all. I didn't enjoy as much as I enjoyed like the flow and the pace of the first verse and the second verse. I got taken aback every time they would pitch down the vocals, or let me do these DJ effects here. It kind of took me out of the groove. And that part that you repeated at the end, I wish that was kind of layered up and used as a hook in between the verses, because maybe that would have kept me in the rhythm of it. I felt like anytime that I'm like nodding my head and then I have to stop because something like grand is going on, where you like drop out the beat, or you like, oh, hold on, let me put this vocal clip in, and all this other, like when people do these big extravagant things and like it takes me out of my head nodding, then I'm less likely to enjoy the second verse, even if I love the first verse. And that's what I felt happened on this. Is like I came to a full stop after the first verse, and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? And then it came back in, and I'm like, okay, I like this, but then you did some more strange shit at the end of it, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the big ordained shows of like, well, let me do all these effects and stuff. Like Bird said, sometimes less is more, and I think less would have been a whole lot more on this. And I just wish the vocals were a smidge louder. But I love the verses, and I loved like the section of the beat where the verses are performed. I just don't like the things that you all did outside of the verses. I still give it an 8 though. Like I feel like if you just take all the extra flamboyant shit out and just stick to the basics, this would like elevate this to a 10 to me.
Word.
All right, next up, Choco. Female starter artist, 13 and trying to sound more easy on the ears.
Well, now I'm picturing where she started. I was like, ah! I'm like, whoa, my fucking ears.
So, I mean, we've gone through this before. Either you're like too soft-spoken because you don't want to wake up your parents, you're screaming, or you're finding that balance. So you're at one of these 3 levels. Let's figure out which one you are. Here's Really Like That. Creepy little beat. Oh. Love the ad-libs. she say what I think she said?
I wasn't sure if it was dish or something else.
That's what I was. I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to.
make you take this dish of rice that I left out overnight and eat it. Back
Wait.
a little bit more.
I'm gonna make you take that dish and you're gonna eat it.
Yeah, dish. Okay, it's dish. Okay. Look, I'll say this. I think if you continue to work on your craft, you have a very strong and capable voice. I can hear your voice like coming off like very good with the rhymes. Where it's at right now, you just lack confidence. You're at level 1. You're like very low, underperforming, not a lot of emphasis, not a lot of inflection. And that's fine. It makes sense for the specified age range and what we're hearing. You just got to work on being more confident, projecting more, and like really owning how you say things and just projecting that out. Uh, the song, it is what it is. I'm not gonna nitpick on the song. The song's nothing to put in the record books and write back to. Just keep making songs, keep doing things and fine tuning your craft. That's how you get better, is just putting in more work. And I think that's really all I have to say, is just put in more work, keep working on your craft. I think I can hear potential in your voice. Is you just got to put in the effort to get to that point to where it's known and it's more present. If I had to give this a rating, I'd give it a 3. But I see growth possibilities. Just keep working at it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Dice said. I think that like I hear the potential too. Like, and it's kind of funny because that's what it's missing is confidence in the delivery, right? That comes with time and experience. But almost in the ad libs, it's more confident than it is
Yeah,
in the main verse.
that's what I said. I like the ad lib. She sounds like super confident.
Yeah, so it's all about projecting that confidence, learning how to use your voice, yeah, tone, inflection, all of those things. The other thing I'd say, like listening as an artist starting out, I'd love to steer you kind of in the right direction, and it's tough because it's like, who would I even say listen to this female artist to get like an idea of maybe someone you could mold your style after? Like,
Nicki Minaj.
no, not Nicki. Well, that's kind of the issue, right? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, like Sexy Red. Like, who do you even point towards? Because kind of my first thought is wake up, get your cake up. That's not you. I'm guessing you don't have a job at 13. I don't know your life, but like, you know what I mean? Like, is that your main focus, or is it like schoolwork, or like your crush that, you're like, oh, does he like me? Does he not? Right? Like, it just doesn't feel authentic to you what you're saying on this record. And I think the quicker you could make songs that actually mean something to you, kind of like Dice said, the swag lean is like, the quicker that your authentic voice can shine through, the confidence can come through because you're talking about stuff right? If you're talking about stuff you don't know about, like, yeah, like I got a Bentley, like, no, you
Wake
fucking
up.
don't.
Get your cake up.
Yeah. So I would just offer that little tidbit as far as writing goes. Just off the top of my head, Winnie is a good writer. Wynne.
Snow the product.
Snow the product has confidence and her own style. Jean Grey, also very poetic.
Queen Latifah.
Sure, Queen Latifah. Yeah, there's other people to model your writing after, other than just like what's out there right now. So something to think about. Yeah, I'll give it a 3 rating too, but keep going. T Swizzle, why not? Yeah.
Swizzle. I've heard that person. NK asked if they could send in 4.
Oh shit. Yeah, why not? I'm in. I mean, only if you want to see me like get overhyped for 20 minutes in a row. Dab, 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 dab.
I don't want to see
yeah,
that.
man. Send it on in.
Samara Sin. I'm not familiar with that person.
Samira. Yeah, I don't know that either. T Swizzle, I believe. Like, I could be totally wrong, but I think he means Taylor Swift, which also would be hilarious.
I think T Swizzle's a different person, but I could be wrong.
I mean, if he like NK is like that dude, so he's probably like, best friends with T Swift.
Of course, yeah, he goes to all the Chiefs games with her.
Yeah. Just,
yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, in her inner circle, we call her T Swizzle.
Yeah, Cash App is fine. White Collar Rhymes
is Taylor Swift. Boom. See, they got their own nicknames for each other.
Bet she calls him Inkizzle.
That's right. God, white people love still doing the Izzle thing. They really do.
I'm not mad at it. All right, while NK fires up his tips, we'll listen to another track from Jaeger. This is called Roadkill Remix.
Jaeger.
Alternative hip hop and some fun shit if you're into that, D-Bird.
Road. I'm just trying to go home. Too far I roam. Road. I'm just trying to go home. Too far I roam. Till road. Still trying to go home. 15 I'm on. Till road. Still trying to go home. 17 I'm on now. Bills driving insanely. They called me crazy. Laid back and spacey. Cruising at 80. PJs
Cruising at 80 is crazy.
No damn fit. 3K that tastes great. Straight back to the grid. LA is out of sight. I still can't find my mind. I be taking time. That's just my design. I'm just trying to go home. Too far I roam. Road. I'm just trying to go home. Too far I roam. Still road. Still trying to go home. 7-6 I'm on. Till road. Still trying to go home. Calm down, I got this look. Car stars and acres. Horse bars with Quakers. Reservoir with Lakers. That's how they made her. Frankly, don't care though. We connect like Lego. Peace, love is central. Whenever you want to go get it, I got a deposit on money. It was all in my pocket. The Kato was watching, it wasn't an option. I fill no books like a gay in a closet. Don't care about the name or the game and our profit. Don't care about the shame and the fame and our profit. I don't give a fuck if it's taking advantage. Let make my shit go crying in a carriage. Still trying to go home. I'm still trying to go home. Still trying to go home. Still trying to go home.
Yeah.
Still trying to go home.
Yeah.
Still trying to go home.
Roadkill.
We go hard live.
I think we got it. Some alternative hip hop and fun shit, Bird, if you're into that.
I was just thinking we need a roadkill anthem.
You know what?
And luckily, this guy delivered.
I was just thinking, this is the remix. What about the original? What does the original one sound like?
He's just whispering. It's just like the total opposite.
The original is more of a psychopathic take on it.
Yeah, more of like a in-depth dissertation of where was that roadkill going? Look, the rhymes were very simple, not thought out, kind of whatsoever. And it was just yelling for yelling's sake. I thought it was fun in the terms of like, oh, this crazy man shouting roadkill over and over, and it kind of makes you want to bop along as you're shouting roadkill, kind of in the same way where, if you're in downtown Portland and you see, a guy yelling at the sky and like waving an umbrella around, like you're gonna watch. I'm not gonna not watch, but that's the type of fun it is. It triggers the fight or flight reflex in the back of your mind. Look, man, it didn't feel to me like you tried very hard lyrically. It felt like you were having fun with the hook. I don't necessarily feel like you're having fun with the actual process of writing this. And I mean that because, if you're looking at the time signature, if you're looking at the flow, let's see what words to put over this stretch of, piano. You kind of did like this very structured one word, like 4 words per line, and just shouted whatever. I didn't like it. I'll give it a 2.
Really?
It didn't ruin my day, so I didn't give it a 1.
I thought you were definitely leaning in the 8-9 range based on what you were saying. I don't think this needs a lot of time on it. I'll say this. People's definition of fun differs. To me, it may have been a funny idea. It may be an inside joke amongst you and your circle of friends, but it's kind of like the little stupid community collaboration that everybody loved, Our Nuts Going Rogue. It's like when you start showing this to other people, sometimes context doesn't fit into place and I don't get the joke, right? Like I get it. Oh, I'm trying to go home. I hit roadkill, but it's got to come off a little bit better to make it more entertaining. Like the stuff Swag Lean does, a little bit more entertaining than somebody just shouting roadkill. Also, cruising at 80 miles per hour is insane. You should have your license revoked. But yeah, I'd say like the comedic effort doesn't translate very well in this. If it's meant to be a fun song, it just sounds more like a amateur song that is like a made up skit at a comedy club, where like the comedian says, "Oh, turn on this beat real quick and I'm just going to start chanting shit." It doesn't feel like a well thought out fun song. It just feels like a spur of the moment. I think this is funny. Let me try it out idea. And I think the audience that would enjoy it's probably very small. So I'd give it a 2. Maybe a 3 because it at least is mixed okay.
I did smile when I bopped along to roadkill.
Yeah. All right, we got some tips from NK. NK, where should I find these songs that you would like us to play? NK gave that song a 10 out of 10. Lots of fire emojis.
You would.
Yes, Ray, I am talking about the song of the year as voted on, but probably not my favorite song of the community last year. I mean, if you're in the Discord, you could put it in the Sunday stream feedback channel, or you could email it to whitecollarrhymes@gmail.com. Whichever one. My personal favorite song of the year, while Red Car is near and dear to my heart, one song that does stick out to me was High Dive by AOK. Even though he made it in 2024, he like at the end of 2024, he shared it with us in 2025. That was the first song he shared with us, and that particularly stands out to me from last year. It's not a betrayal. I don't think, and to be, nah, I'm not gonna get into semantics. High Dive.
No.
High Dive.
Get into semantics.
Nah, I'm not gonna get into semantics.
I want it.
Nah. I think that I'm gonna go on a rant here while we're waiting for NK's tracks. I'm gonna go on a rant. I'm gonna go on a rant, D-Bird.
Let's hear it.
I think that the community does itself a disservice by propagating bullshit instead of like, because this is the rant that I had in the lounge the other day. Is people just went in, all the people who were on the song just went in and voted for the song. I took the time to actually link all of the songs that were nominated, and nobody actually fucking listened to them. So I think the community is becoming a circle jerk of like, oh, I'm not even gonna bother fucking listening to the other nominees. I'm just gonna vote for my own shit. And that to me is more of a betrayal than me teetering on the fence of a song that I really like versus a song that I really think was well done. I'm just saying.
Well stated, Mr. Dice.
Just saying.
But maybe we created White Collar Rhymes for the purpose of circle jerking, soggy cracking. Let's go.
I guess so. I guess that's what it's all about at the end. Is as long as the community enjoys themselves, then fuck it. I guess, right?
Right.
All right. We got some new NK. How many we got total? 5 of them? 4 of them, he said. We really, Jaeger says, damn, y'all really hate my. Hate is a strong word.
We don't hate it.
Strongly dislike, I would say.
Yeah. Road kill.
All right, we got 3 from NK. Which one do you want to do first, D-Bird? We got Medusa, Shotgun, and True Love.
I want Shotgun.
All right. Nate, you can work on getting that last one up and we'll bang out. I think I'm going to do 2 of these and then we'll do, we only had a few left in the queue. I'll do 2 of these and then I'll do A-OK and then do 2 more and then we can finish the last 2 tracks. So here's Shotgun.
The devil rides shotgun, 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 shotgun. The devil rides shotgun, shotgun. The devil rides shotgun. He's on my passenger side. Him and I ride together like we Bonnie and Clyde. I let him drive anytime that I wanna write, or anytime that I just need to take a break from my life. Jesus, take the wheel, I'm not carried. But one day I know I'll be on the road like I'm buried. 6 feet under the ground, been living with it, I wanna get out. Don't give a shit about nobody else, telling me different than what it's about. Shotgun like a 12 gauge, trying to take shots until the next day. Till I get fucked up and I feel rage. Till I'm like, fuck love, I don't feel pain. Yeah, the devil rides. The devil rides. The devil rides shotgun. He took the wheel from me and the car spun. Going through the windshield and we fought some. Telling me to quit, but I'm not done. No, I'm not done. Yeah, the devil rides shotgun. Shotgun, yeah.
Why trimmed?
Trimmed because you're not ready for the rest of that devilish song.
Just a little sampler?
Just a little tidbit.
That's true. Some people believe the more you think about the devil, the more you let him into your life. That door just creaks open more and more. I don't. I think that's dumb. I think dumbs think that. Here's what I thought about this song. I loved it kind of had a little bit of everything, but it was also kind of jam-packed into such a small, short package. It made it hard to kind of digest it all, because you had the quick flow to be like, look what I can do. You had some interesting lyrics. You had some great singing throughout. And I did like the sections where you're kind of rapping and singing at the same time. I feel like I'm getting a preview of it before it's maybe ready, only for the fact that, like, obviously I'd love to hear the full song. And it, to me, sounded like it maybe wasn't quite mixed the way that some of the other ones have been in the past. Like, it feels a little early. What is that? Oh, that's Ray Stans. I thought I was getting more context. I think that especially in the early singing parts, I was like, oh, it feels like it's not quite blended in a more polished way. Feels a little raw. But did I like the concept? Do I think you should finish it and make it into a full song? Absolutely. With this one being so short where it's at, I'd give it a 8 for the minute I heard.
I really like the hook. I think the hook is super catchy. I think I share in the disappointment when it kind of cut out. I agree it didn't sound as polished on the mix side. I like the fast rapping verse. The lead in section kind of threw me off a little bit. Like you said, you're trying out some different styles, and I think it kind of I wouldn't say it's like different bad, but it definitely didn't sound the way that I envisioned it. But once like the rapping kicked in and then the hook came in, it made a little bit more sense to me. I'd have to listen to it again to really like digest how I feel about it, but I think I gravitated more towards the fast rap verse and the hook than I did the intro part of it, if that makes sense to you.
You know what? He paid us money. Why don't we listen to another 1 minute of it and just see how we feel? It's better with the context.
Shotgun, devil ride shotgun. The devil ride shotgun. He's on my passenger side. Him and I ride together like we Bonnie and Clyde. I let him drive anytime that I wanna write, or anytime that I just need to take a break from my life. Jesus, take the wheel, I'm not carried. But one day I know I'll be on the road like I'm buried. 6 feet under the ground, been living with it, I wanna get out. Don't give a shit.
Like right when it kicks in right there, that part makes more sense to me than like the slow broken up flow. It feels a bit disjointed, I would say. It's not that the lyrics are bad, it just feels like pace and flow wise, it feels a little bit, it's hard to connect to me. But once you start kicking into the rhythm, because then this part is going to lead right into the hook, and that makes more sense to me.
Till the next day, till I get fucked up and I feel rage, till I'm like fuck love, I don't feel pain. Yeah, the devil rides. The devil rides. The devil rides shotgun. He took the wheel from me and the car's fun. Going through the windshield and we fought some. Telling me to quit, but I'm not done. No, I'm not done. Yeah, the devil rides shotgun, yeah.
Yeah, just that broken up flow in the beginning kind of threw me off, but then once it picked up energy and like everything after that transitioned super cool, and I loved everything after that. It's just that first part kind of threw me off, and that's kind of the only thing that I didn't really like. So for that reason, I'd give it, just based on it being a snippet and the mix and everything, I'd give it a 8. But I like the hook a whole lot. I should say that.
Yeah, kind of on second listen, like again, maybe this is unmixed, but yeah, it was kind of a rough first like 20 seconds, and then it was like holy shit, you know. Because the first 20 seconds, like it just felt like the first singing was just poor quality coming through, and then the first kind of slower rap, I was like, all right, some Linkin Park, all right, and then like the fast thing is like, oh shit, this isn't Linkin Park. This ain't your granddaddy's Linkin Park. That's for sure.
Your granddaddy's Linkin Park is.
It ain't your granddaddy's Linkin Park.
We used to say that about AC/DC and Kiss and all these other bands.
Yeah, bro. Everything we listened to in high school is on the oldies station now.
Good Lord. All right, let's listen to True Love version 3 next.
True love's not a Disney movie. For Cinderella, I'm the beast, you're the beauty, and I'm not Prince Charming, and you're not Raya or Milan. There's no I love the lie to me. I love the way you say goodbye, and only time will see. Maybe you can, I could try. Maybe finally, you and I can find true love. True love's not a Disney movie. If you're Cinderella, I'm the beast, you're the beauty, and I'm not Prince Charming, and you're not Raya or Milan. There's no White. They say that true love don't exist, but you and I will prove them wrong. But you can give me life, it gets me through. Give you my heart, it'll have to do. It's not paved in gold, this path we choose, but I still love you. You're like my Jasmine, baby, I'm Aladdin.
Who is this?
Yeah. Now we had it, but this isn't magic. Wishing that my heart could be recovered from the snow. True love's not a Disney movie. If you're Cinderella, I'm the beast, you're the beauty, and I'm not Prince Charming, and you're not Raya or Milan. There's no way out. True love's not a Disney movie. If you're Cinderella, I'm the beast, you're the beauty, and I'm not Prince Charming, and you're not Raya or Milan. There's no way out. And they say that true love don't exist, but you
and I will prove them wrong.
This song isn't for me, but I get it. And there's parts of it that work and there's parts of it that I'm unsure of. True Love is Not a Disney Movie is a stellar, like, memorable piece. The part that I'm unsure of is the names. Like, the first name, I'm not a Disney buff and it doesn't jump out to me. I think it's Raya. Milan, I know it's kind of like an in between. Like, okay, if you've watched enough Disney movies, you know, like the name section in the second is what kind of is like maybe Jasmine works better instead of Raya, right? Like, I think the names need to be more of like the prominent figures and not necessarily like fit the tonality of what you were going for. But like the intro, True Love Not a Disney Movie, you know, the Beauty Beast contrast, that's catchy. I think this maybe like rework the second part with more obvious names is my only feedback that I can really give you as like somebody who's not like a super Disney enthusiast or fan. Like, it didn't really like gel with me the way that the first part. I liked everything else about it. I think the singing is smooth. The other person, PFV, that they worked as well. I think everything else was good. I just wasn't quite sold on the second part of the hook, but I give this a 8.5.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with Dice. Is like, why pull out of the C tier of the Disney references? It's like, oh, you remember that old, racist Mickey Mouse from the 40s when he's on a tugboat?
Steamboat Willie.
Am I right, guys? No, I mean, yeah, like Dice said, I love the concept. I love True Love's Not a Disney Movie. I will say, like, just as far as the writing goes, the name section bugged me a little bit because of the name drops that I didn't recognize.
Mhm.
And I literally looked it up. I was like, Raya Disney? Oh, okay. And, maybe it's because I'm not, I don't have a kid of that age to watch that shit. So maybe there's a market out there for it that isn't me. From my perspective, just listening though, my first reaction is it feels a little bit name droppy without kind of the payoff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do kind of a like metaphorical, like, let's drop some names in here, I want you to earn it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because in the hook, sure, Cinderella, she's the beauty, I'm the beast, whatever, or maybe the opposite. And then it's just like just back to back Raya, Mulan, also Snow White. Like, but what? Like,
Yeah.
where's the line? Where's the context? Why is she like Mulan? Why is she like Raya? You got to earn it a little bit. You can't just say the names and move on. You know what I mean? That's my first take. And I think, as far as the feature artist, I could hear like a lot of the layers like were good. Like, oh, this guy has a good voice. But yeah, maybe it's just the mix and the performance where it is right now felt not quite as good. Like, I just didn't enjoy that section as much as I enjoyed the strong hook. So that would be my initial feedback. I'd give this one 7.5 where it's at. I liked it a little less than the first one.
Yeah. And he said he was in the studio trying to figure out what rhymes with I'm not. And I figured that's what it was. It was just like you were going for the tonal rhymes and not necessarily, like Bert said, the payoff. And I think as much as tonality probably sounds good to the ears, I think the payoff of like familiarity will be a bigger reward for you if you're going to say True Love's Not a Disney movie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think, we've in some of the classics, man. Fucking, how is Lion King applied to True Love? Did you ever throw your bitch off of a cliff?
Would not recommend.
True Love's not like a Disney movie, although I did once push her over the edge, metaphorically.
All right. Fuck it. Let's just keep running through them.
Let's keep it rocking.
All right,
Roll, baby.
let's do Medusa next with Bing X. This one is called out as rough as fuck.
Okay.
One look, it'll turn you to stone like Medusa. One look, it'll turn you to stone. You turn me to stone from your eyes. You burn me to coal from your lies. I call her Medusa. I didn't think I'd seduce her. Now I'm doing everything I can not to lose her. Lip stain with the color of fuchsia. You and I've got a spark like electrocution. I think that we can both admit when you and I first met, we were so convinced that we get alone together with our home and kids. I should have known you would show me what broken is. One look, it'll turn you to stone like Medusa. Yeah. One look, it'll turn you to stone. You turn me to stone from your eyes. You burn me to coal from your lies. I'm hypnotized by you. I'm hypnotized by you. One look, turn you to stone like Medusa.
Look, shorty thick, light skin, looking very lonely. Batter up, but her eyes hit the Perry on me. Struck out quick, better if I just carry on. But I love me some melanin, even with all this dairy on me. Hold up, wait, keep my eyes on the future. I don't want to smoke, not even to get high with Medusa. I'm a rolling stone, baby, meaning I could approach her. But me dancing with the devil ain't my type of minutia. She like, I ain't with a life full of limits, but can we just vibe for a minute? I'll take you there. You can hit my line with the digits, probably even slide for a bit, but I ain't prepared for the with you forever. Even my mom know I could do better, but you be trying to tempt me while I try to rebuke you. Probably why I'm always running from the side of Medusa.
One look, it'll turn you to stone like Medusa. Yeah. One look, it'll turn you to stone. You turn me to stone from your eyes. You burn me to coal from your lies. I'm hypnotized by you. I'm hypnotized by you. One look, turn you to stone like Medusa.
Right, that was Medusa with Bing X. I like this one a lot because it reminds me of Daft Punk Get Lucky with Pharrell. The beat gives me that feel, but I like the singing and I like the rap. The verse by Bing X is super smooth. Both of you guys did some very I would say interesting and like visual lyrics. Makes you like kind of visualize things. The one thing that I would say that you could probably add to make this better, given that it's not finished mix, is some sort of vocal run into the hook, because that like empty space before it starts, it just kind of feels too empty. It feels like a slightly bit too long of a pause. And maybe if you did like some vocal runs, like some all savant moans or whatever the fuck, to kind of like lead into the one look will turn you to Medusa, I think it would add that connective tissue rather than just having it as like a vocal gap. But other than that, I really like this one a lot. I give this one a 9.5.
Yeah, I mean, we get so many songs of all sorts here, and I think that, you know, we try to come up with new and different ways to explain like how to play with your voice delivery. You know what I mean? Like how to use emphasis and emotion and kind of have fun with the delivery. And I gotta say, this Bing X guy, perfect. Like that verse, that feature was so fucking good. I'm like, that's like maybe my new favorite artist. Like that was so masterfully done, mixing in between, you know, the raps, the singing. The guy could sing too. Kind of having a master control of how he's saying what he's saying. Fire. And loved the hook, loved your part. Like, this is just a solid track all around. I'm just gonna give it a fucking 10 and give you one big raise the roof from D-Bird.
All right, we got one more from NK. This one is called Band-Aid.
I need serotonin
Dopamine keeps getting low. All my thoughts keep losing focus. It's all part of the process. I work a 9-to-5 job to pay the bills and the rent. I'm trying to find the time off to get sober again. I can't wait till I'm home and I'm alone when I vent. Plus the liquor store next door and close up at 10. Thinking about the Adderall, the alcohol, the cigarettes and nicotine, sin and caffeine, vape, everything that's in between. It's wreaking havoc on my nervous system. It hurts worse than it's even worth to get some. I need serotonin. Dopamine keeps getting lower. All my thoughts keep losing focus. It's all part of the process. Rip it off like a band-aid, or a temporary fix if it can't stay. I don't need a hit for a bad day, and I think that I'm addicted to the damn shame. Oh well, rip it off like a band-aid, band-aid, band-aid. Rip it off like a band-aid, band-aid, band-aid. Rip it off like a. When I was 15, all my friends smoked. Went from cigarettes, liquor, and then benzos. And now it's in the past, and it that's true. I guess I'ma change when I let go. I need serotonin. Dopamine keeps getting lower. All my thoughts keep losing focus. It's all part of the process. Rip it off like a band-aid, or a temporary fix if it can't stay. I don't need a hit for a bad day, and I think that I'm addicted to the damn shame. Oh well, rip it off like a band-aid, band-aid, band-aid. Rip it off like a band-aid, band-aid, band-aid. Rip it off like a.
Right, that was Band-Aid reference track. Think about that, Bird.
I think it's great for a reference track. I think there was one part, and you know, if it's just a reference, just a reference, but like, I picked up on in the hook where it's can't stay. It felt like stay was just a little off, like it didn't quite hit the note there of the rest of the pattern. I liked the lyrics. I liked the singing. You know, I think, again, the mix kind of held this one back a little bit, but like it's a rough reference. So I'm picturing what it's going to be when it's finished. And I like the finished product. Yeah, it's good overall, lacking some of the polish. And I'm excited for when it's going to be polished. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say with that one. I think that's where I'm at. Is like it's a good song. It's just some of the layers weren't quite hitting where they need to, and I think, you know, that was one of the thoughts I had. Is I wonder if this had like one more or two more layers on the chorus, if it would be kind of stronger in some of those parts where it felt like just a little off. I'm at a 8.5 for this one.
Bird is in Oregon. I am in Texas.
Portland. That's right.
All right, calm down, buddy.
I get excited when people ask about my state because no one remembers Oregon. Everyone's like, oh, California or New York. Fuck that. Oregon's the new New York. Now you heard it here first.
That's an insane statement that no one should ever utter again in their life.
That's true.
Look, if the rest of the songs give me lead vibes, this one definitely gives me B-side vibes. I don't think this one's as strong as the other three that we've heard. Without name dropping anybody, I feel like this one kind of gives me more of the feeling that you would be compared to other artists versus the other tracks where it definitely has like a unique NK feel to it. You know, like the rapping in the first verse gives me, you know, other rapper vibes. The hook gives me like mid 2010s vibes. Like I think this one is less of a lead, it's more of a B-side is how I feel. And I think the reason for that is like the second half of the hook doesn't feel as strong as the the lead in when you kind of devolve into Band-Aid, that doesn't feel as strong as like the first half of the hook to me. And I think that's probably like the biggest piece of feedback that I have, other than this one just doesn't feel like a strong lead track. Like, I get the whole vibe of it and it makes sense in context, but I think the sound, it doesn't feel as refined as the other tracks. But even for a reference, like I always give the comparison of like Crazy Bone and Bun B. Like, you know, even their worst tracks sound good, and not say that this is a bad track, but like you're consistently good, so even a reference sounds good. So even if it's not like a strong track from you, it's a good track. I'd give it an 8, but I would say the other 3 are stronger than this one.
NK, you moved away from Portland? What the fuck, man? Where are you at these days?
Yeah, man. If you're in Texas, hit me up, man. I'll link up with you. I'll make Bird jealous, just purely out of spite.
Yeah, now I'm getting FOMO, so I'm like, just tell me when, and I'll be there too.
Yeah, just hit me up, man. I'm always around.
I'm actually going to Dallas next week, 2 weeks from now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Arizona
12th.
now.
Arizona. Rattlesnake country.
Yeah, we gotta link up and do some stuff. All right, but shout out to NK. Appreciate the tip, but more so appreciate sharing some tunes with us, man. Always good hearing from you. Would love to see where these songs end up. Yeah, bet we can coordinate some stuff for sure.
Downtown off of Broadway. That's, I mean, at one point that was a really fun section of town.
What happened to it? Drugs?
COVID kind of ruined downtown, and you know, homelessness made shit sad down there. I'm in North Portland, so I'm like, you know, kind of just in the industrial, you know, smells like Hostess cookies outside. It's awesome. That's the dream.
It's not a bad thing. But shout out NK. Appreciate you sliding through. Back to the other folks. But yeah, hit us up, NK. We can link up and do some stuff in real life physical form.
And who knows? Maybe we record a documentary about it.
Bars.
Uh.
All right, next up, AOK. Feel good music for the new year. Here's Hole Up.
User disconnected from your channel.
Let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click get loud, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We tripping down that corner. We doing what get on up, we
now
on our way. We gon' ride tonight. Man, we down to play. We gon' slide tonight. I got time, hold it down. Look around, it's the sound. What a fuck.
User disconnected from your channel.
Hold on, let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click get loud, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We drifting down that corner. We doing what we wanna. All in the mix. Tell me what it look like. Tell me what it is. Really trying to get right here for the trip. Don't blow my high. Who means this issue? All in the way, bro. And they like Roger. Go home, got a chip on your shoulder. You ain't my Migos. Take all low. Hold it steady when I grip the levy. Finna bust it open, make a rain confetti. I'ma Remy whip it with this ratatouille. Wiping on my palate. She a sweet influence. This Wakanda berry looking mighty juicy. In a minute, made the bottles up and moving. I'ma chuck a flavor till the body grooving to the sound of 11. What you down to doing, ayo? Hold on, let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click get loud, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We drifting down that corner. We doing what we wanna. Shining platinum, what we getting, no achievement missing. Stay 100 with my circle on the roll and winning. Tired of these weather sagas, ain't no need for wishing. I'ma work and make my vision take a turn and pivot into the big leagues. My bad rise, I make a big scene. I'm a shit homie, rolling up success ain't a damn thing. You can tell me I'm a path runner getting geeked up. You a Clarence nigga getting trap in the breezy, bro. Oh, you really feeling this your season, huh? Ayo. Hold up, let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click it out, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We drifting down that corner. We doing what we wanna. I believe in me and that's something. No worries out of my vibe. It took a long time for me to get jumping. My mindset went from weighted down to a higher ground and he's stunting. No spraying down what I got, nigga. I'm too flying, you bugging. Somebody do something. Dropping the scene, saving the day. It's in my nature, dawg. Shining the light, I'm on my way. They ain't gon' win it all. Turning it up, feeling the heat. Jumping the game and brawl. Leaving a mark beyond fame. Remember the name when I say it is A.O. Hold up, let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click it out, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We drifting down that corner. We doing what we wanna. Hold up, let me talk my shit when I'm in this bitch. They acting like they know us. Man, I vibrate with me in this space. My click it out, so roll up. Inhale that sound when we come around. We drifting down that corner. We doing what we wanna.
All right, that was A-OK with Hold Up version 2. I think the main thing holding this back is just the mix. It just doesn't feel like the mix is done because there's layers and highlights that are way louder than the main vocals, and just the vocals overall are too low. And the only other thing that I would comment, it's not a knock on anything that you did, but I feel like the beat is just kind of not as entertaining as you are, but you have a very good energy. Like, I like the balance of the male and female vocals on the hook. I like what you did with the verses, but I feel like you're carrying the beat across the finish line with this one because the beat is more so generic and it's not there's nothing super exciting about the beat. It's a fine beat, but I think that you're more interesting than the beat. But I think the main thing holding this one back is the mix overall. But I still like the song. I'd give it an 8 for where it's at, but definitely higher if the mix was done and some of the vocals could shine a little bit better.
Yeah, I like this. Felt felt kind of Bone Thugs inspired from the hook. I think your energy was on par. I agree with. I love the combination of the male and female vocals. I think that there's definitely some tweaks in the mix that could be add some polish. But overall, this fun song. My biggest thing is like the beat just kind of sounded dated. And like Dice said, it's like you're in a two-legged race and the other person is just lying on their back while you're like dragging them and the other person being the beat. So I'll give this a 9.
Word. 2 more in the queue. First up, Kato. This is called Sidewalks.
Okay, Kato.
I'm going to stop it right there. I think the sounds sound very clean and polished, but the timing of this is like throwing me off. It's like it's a bar too short. The transitions or the loops are weird. It's almost like Sleek Ivory reincarnated into somebody else and said, "Let me just have an alias and throw some more weird stuff at him." I like the sounds that you use. Just the timing is super abstract and not in a pleasant way. So if you can make this more standardized into like a 4-bar structure instead of a 3.5 bar, whatever you have going on here, I'd probably like it a lot more. Right now, it's just a confusing listen with very clean sound. So give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying this is what you did here, but it does seem like some producers in our Discord just get off on like, well, 4/4 is boring. So what if I just did 8/7? What if I did 12/1? You're like, what are we
Why?
doing here?
Yeah.
Let's get back to the fucking fundamentals. Like, let's see. This is why I have the Twitch up, just to see if anything fucks up.
Well, it's better than it just not working like it used to.
That's true.
It should be reconnected now, though.
Let's see. Oh, yep. We're back, baby.
All right. Here's the last track of the day. Here's Cyclone with Great Day.
Just can't take this feeling away. 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 Feel like I'm stuck here in the oasis while I'm stuck here listening to the basic. Walking on my own path, can't hear what you gotta say. Going to my playhouse, gonna be a great day. Silence, silence, don't want you over there. Crying like a bitch, don't wanna see you overstare. I just wait for you, never hold all the way, never ever do, so I move and elevate. Seeing all this life from a different view. Went from fighting with a knife to seeing all this drive. Now I can't drive in the late night dashing with my friends. Now I see them in the end, playing pretend. Going from the school grounds to the city halls, so that my mind just wanders off. Get out and get out, trying to break the trend. Get out and hold down, playing till the end. Dark dreams, I'm lost, trying to chase the light. Some days feel cold, but I'm trying to make it fly. Buying through the storm, trying to make it right. Gotta keep my head up, even through the night. Feel like I'm stuck here in the oasis while I'm stuck here listening to the basic. Walking on my own path, can't hear what you gotta say. Going to my playhouse, gonna be a great day. Silence, silence, don't want you over there. Crying like a bitch, don't wanna see you overstare. Guess I just wait for you, never hold all the way, never ever do, so I move and elevate. I'm a winner, but they call me a sinner. Chasing every moment past getting thinner. I've been down trying to find my way. Every win feels sweet when I'm paying my stay. Speeding to the night, no time to slow. I sure on my mind, I'm trying to let it grow. Chasing all my dreams, but they're hard to find. Building on my future, gotta stay in my line. No time to waste, it's just up from here. Chasing all dreams, it's just up from here. Feel like I'm stuck here in the oasis while I'm stuck here listening to the basic. Walking on my own path, can't hear what you gotta say. Going to my playhouse, gonna be a great day. Silence, silence, don't want you over there. Crying like a bitch, don't wanna see you overstare. Guess I just wait for you, never hold all the way, never ever do, so I move and elevate.
All right, that was Cyclone with Great Day. Not to be confused with Ice Cube. Good Day.
He had a better day than Ice Cube.
Really?
What my takeaway was.
Huh?
Yeah, he was going to his playhouse. He's just playing with his G.I. Joes and his Tonka trucks.
That's fair.
It's a great day.
I think this is okay. I think there's still things to work on. There was a couple of sections of the song that I wanted to highlight in particular about. I know I told you to stop singing and then you just never listened to me, so I'm just going to point out these two sections here. So the first one was at a minute and a half.
To the basic, walking on my own path, can't hear what you gotta say. Going to my playhouse, gonna be a great day.
Like, there's just a lot of words there. Like you're cramming in a lot of words. Like you get to that point to where you're like, da 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 da. Like you rush the things in, and it works in some parts, and in other parts it just feels rushed. And the reason that I called it out was there is this other section right here shortly after.
Never ever do, so I move and elevate. I'm a winner, but they call me a sinner.
Called me a sinner. So if you're gonna harmonize and sing, harmonize and sing. Don't talk through it. And I think that's what you fall into a lot of the times. That's why I point out that rush of words is because you write so many words that you feel like you have to compact them in. Call me a sinner. Like, say it smoothly, because when you break it up like that, I know you did the same thing on the line after that, but if you're gonna sing parts of the song and then like it's like every other line you go back and forth between I'm gonna sing it and then I'm speaking it through. And I think that's because it's recorded in pieces, but just look out for that consistency wise. Like if you're gonna sing, sing. That's why I say commit to it. Don't just like force these words in there because you have words that you wrote down that you want to say. So that's like the main thing that I heard. Like even in that section shortly after that where you like extended out the note on, do that. Like if you're gonna sing, commit to it. But I think you're getting better, strangely. I'll give this a 6 just because I think overall the song it wasn't really engaging. Maybe it's like the beat, maybe it's like the pace of it, but something about it just felt like it was too long at 3 minutes, even though it's not really that long. So I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a really good breakdown of kind of what I was noticing. I will say that there were parts of this that sounded pretty good. The Oasis part, like the Oasis line, that was like, oh, yeah, that's really good. And then kind of you transition in the next line, you're like, maybe, there's just parts throughout that kind of sound uncomfortable delivery wise. And I think a lot of that has to do with the wording, and a lot of it has to do with just kind of the comfortability on the mic. So it's just, I don't think it's bad. There are parts that there's still a lot of room for improvement. I think it's just lyrics and delivery are the two big ones. Yeah, I'll call it a 5.
Work. All right, that's our show for today. Thank you for everybody who swang through for the new year with some new tracks. Looking forward to a good year of music from the community. Hopefully no more Rogue Jepsen songs, and do some big things this year. We'll be back on Wednesday with the subscriber show. And then we'll be back next Sunday doing this all over again. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch y'all on the flip side or on the Discord or whatever it is the young people say these days. Adios and farewell, folks.